You're listening to The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, Cedar Rapids. We now leave our network programming to bring you the following special sports presentation.
Cedar Rapids Kernels, that's a good time roll. Play ball!
Are you ready to let the good times roll? Are you ready for Kernels baseball? The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, and the classic affiliate of the Anaheim Angels welcome you to Cedar Rapids Kernels baseball. Now in his ninth season as the voice of the Kernels, here's John Rogers.
Another beautiful, delightfully cool early August evening at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium, and the Kernels are trying to even their four-game series with the Battle Creek Yankees at a game apiece after the Yankees shackled the Kernels and shut us out 3-0 in the series opener last night. Rafael Rodriguez pitched well against 19-year-old Yankee hurler Tyler Clippard, but it was Clippard who blanked the Kernels over 7 innings on 6 hits, and the Kernels have had their woes against the Yankee farmhands, now having lost 4 out of 5 to Battle Creek. On this outstanding Friday evening, a big crowd expected at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium, and we focus on you fans and your questions. They are next on the dugout interview to Colonel Manager Bobby Magallanes. This is Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
Toyota Financial Services and the Kernels would like to thank the legions of parents throughout the community who are encouraging and helping their children to read this summer. The time and attention you spend supporting your child's reading effort means the world to them. Toyota Financial Services and the Kernels thank you for making a true difference in the welfare of your children. From helping them pick out their books to initialing their bookmarks and bringing them to the stadium to get their reading rewards, from Toyota Financial Services, you're the best.
Hey, everybody, gonna get on down to Hometown Restyling. Hometown Restyling. For all your remodeling needs, satisfaction guaranteed. Hometown Restyling specializes in all of your home's interior, exterior needs. Visit our showrooms, one in Hiawatha, one in Coralville, and see the incredible possibilities. Windows, siding, sunrooms. Give us a call at 378-1221.
Magallanes answers questions that you've emailed to him through me at my email address, jrogers, JRODGERS, at Kernels, KERNELS.com. And, Bobby, we're going to Troy Mills, Iowa, and a question about infielding from Bridget. Bridget would like to know if you could imagine what happens at least once every game, it seems, a slow roller to a charging infielder. Does that slow roller, is it picked up with their bare hand? Bridget wants to know, do they pick the ball up by cupping it in their entire hand and then gripping it as they're cocking it back to throw, or do they feel the slow roller with the index finger and middle finger, the grip extended, and pick the ball up and throw from that? Do you understand the question?
Yeah, I believe so. Number one, slow roller will dictate the speed of the runner, and how slow the ball is hit will dictate whether you're going to barehand it or field it with your glove. And in this question I'm getting is when a guy barehands it. What you do is you put your fingertips to the ground. You don't want to lay your hand flat because the ball will roll up your hand and then you're going to miss it. We teach fingertips to the ground, and that goes with all your fingers of your hand. You put your fingertips down, you're real soft, and automatically the hand will automatically close once it makes contact with the ball, and then the guy throws the ball.
Will the hand close automatically with the 2 fingers that you ordinarily throw with, or does the hand close kind of like with all 4 fingers and the thumb on it?
It'll be with all 4. Again, it's you don't really think about it when you go down to field a bare hand with 2 fingers, because you need, number one, you need to catch the ball. We need to have it, and right when we're going to throw it, that's when we grip the ball. But you go down with all your fingertips to the ground, and you're real soft with it, and the ball will just go right into your hand, and your hand will automatically close and catch the ball.
Bobby, a follow-up to Bridget's question, and thank you for the cue about bringing all 5 of your fingers, including your thumb, down on the ground. A follow-up, how does a fielder practice coming in on a slow roller and barehanding it? It's something that's pretty specific. He must have to do it over and over to get the feel of it. And I've seen, it seems like a slow roller, when a guy tries to barehand it, about half the time he's able to do it successfully, and half the time he's unable to pick that doggone pill up. So how do you practice it?
Just repetition. That's all it is. It's repetition. You get them out there early, and you just practice. Have them, make, 15, 20. You don't want to do too much. You don't want to burn his arm out, but you practice it. You practice slow roller, just repetition. It's tiring, too. At the end of the season, you don't want to be doing those drills because they do get tiring, but we do those drills earlier in the year where we just get guys out and just practice slow rollers.
And Bobby, it's tiring because they have to charge hard and bend and scoop and throw on the run. That wears you out.
Yeah, and you have to be really athletic to make that play.
Bridget, great question. I had wondered for years how a guy picks up a slow roller with his bare hand, and Bobby gave you the key cue is to drag those fingers along the blades of the grass. Bobby, we're going to move on and take a question from Kay of Toddville, Iowa. She'd like to make an analogy between what happened in the NFL with Ricky Williams of the Dolphins in baseball. Specifically, she'd like to know if a fella signs, and let's say he's been in the minor leagues for 5 years, or maybe he's been in the minor leagues a couple of years, then the big leagues, but let's say he decides, like Ricky Williams did with Miami, to retire after 5 years. Kay wants to know, would the baseball player have to relinquish his original signing bonus?
No, because that's a signing bonus. The signing bonus has nothing to do with the salary. It's a part. So a signing bonus, that's the risk that the organization took. But again, when you sign a contract, there's a lot of clauses in that contract where you got to read into it in case you bail out in a certain amount of time. You might have to return that money. But in a lot of cases, you don't have to return the bonus money. Some players do it because they feel, here, I'm going to return it as a common courtesy. Hey, I bailed out soon, I'll do it. But no, the player's not obligated to return that money.
Bobby, I read a story about Don Newcomb getting into an altercation with Walter Alston when Walt first took over the Brooklyn Dodgers. Walt wanted Don Newcomb to pitch batting practice, and Nuke didn't want to do it. So he sat in the locker room and kind of pouted and was going to retire, and Jackie Robinson or Roy Campanella came up to Don Newcomb and said, listen, swallow your pride on this one, go out there and do what the skipper asks you. And their quote to Don Newcomb was, in baseball, they should have to tear the uniform off of you. You shouldn't ever step off that field. And Don Newcomb came to his senses, and he went ahead and did what Walt Alston wanted him to do, even though he didn't agree with it. Have you ever heard that term, that if you're going to quit, make them tear the uniform off of you?
Yeah, definitely. I've heard that term all the time, and that's a term that is used to let people know that that's how much you really care about playing. I mean, it's something that it's a job that you love, and for them to tell you they can't play anymore, they're gonna have to take that uniform off you before anyone quits on it. But yeah, that's what that term means.
Great question, Kay, about the analogy between maybe a baseball player retiring prematurely and what Ricky Williams did. A timeout from the Kernel dugout, where Bobby Magallanes, Kernel manager, as he does every Friday, answers great questions from you Kernel fans that you've emailed to me at jrogers@kernels.com. A final one is just around the corner for Bobby, and we'll have it in a moment. This is Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Okay, so I'm dropping my daughter off at daycare, and as I'm walking out, I see myself in the double door.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh is right. My hair looks terrible. My ends are all scraggly, and my roots. Did you see my roots? I can't believe I've been walking around like this.
Have you tried cost cutting?
Oh, I'd love to get my hair done, but who has the time? With work and the kids, I barely have time to find matching socks, let alone time for my hair. Besides, I need the work.
Just go to Cost Cutters. They'll have you in and out looking great in no time.
Yeah?
Yeah. At Cost Cutters, the stylist will keep you looking great with a new cut, some color, even highlights. Check out mine.
Oh, so Cost Cutters is your secret.
Yep. I even get my favorite products there. Shampoo, conditioner.
That's it. I'm going to Cost Cutters. Right now? My roots, thank you.
There are a dozen Cost Cutters here in our area, each offering a relaxed, convenient hair care experience with no appointments and no hassles. Cost Cutters make things easy and affordable with professional stylists who care about you.
Cost Cutters. Live your life. We always have time for your hair.
Your Bobby Magallanes taking questions from you.
Colonel fans and Bobby, the last one on this beautiful Friday comes from Walt of Blairstown. Walt would like to know if professional baseball players in the minors or the big leagues ever come to a manager and ask for a day off, or if that's strictly verboten, prohibited. It's strictly the manager who comes to the player and says, today you get a day off.
It's usually the manager that decides that. I think it was the majority of the players, 99% of the players, have pride in playing every day, and they will never ever go up to the manager and ask for a day off unless they need one. But players do come up and ask the manager for a day off. They do that, but usually it's more of the manager telling the guy, hey, I see you're kind of struggling a little bit, or you played this many games in a row, I'm gonna give you a day off. The manager usually decides if the player's going to have a day off. But there's instances where the player will come up to the manager, hey, I'm a little bit tired, can I get a day off?
It could be he's tired or sick. I heard of a case, Bobby, and you may or may not have ever been on a ball club like this. I heard of a case in AAA where the manager had lost control of the ball club, and AAA is a different animal because those guys some of them are a little bit bitter because they've been to the big show and feel they belong there. But I had a fella tell me that guys would parade into a manager's office at AAA virtually every day and say, I don't want to play today. And, boy, you never want to have a clubhouse like that, do you?
Never. Man, as a manager, you're only as good as your players. The players have to perform. They got go out there and play the game right. And when you hear a player say, gosh, I don't want to play today, you kind of, as a manager, going, you know what, it might be a long day today. He's probably not going to give the best effort. But you don't have too many guys like that. I mean, everyone wants to play, and we're here because we love being here. Because, to tell you the truth, here in the minor leagues, the money isn't great. The money's in the big leagues, and that's why these kids really, really get after it, because they want to get there.
Bobby, thank you. I agree wholeheartedly. It's usually the only time you see a guy down in the clubhouse is when he finds out he's not playing that day, because they all want to play. So, Walt, a good question, and hopefully, as Bobby said, if a guy ever does have to ask for a day off, it's not because he's begging out of the lineup or that he's had a night on the town the night before. It's because he really needs the day off. Bobby, thank you so much. We learned, again, so many different things from you thanks to our fans. And as a result, we want to present you with a certificate good for $5 at any of our Zio Giano's Italian spaghetti houses. They have perfect pasta, delicious homemade bread, the absolute best in Italian cuisine at Zio Giano's. Bobby, thank you again, and we'll talk again next Friday here at home.
Thank you, John.
Thanks to you, Colonel fans, for your questions. Up next, Game 2, Kernels and Battle Creek Yankees on another beautiful, beautiful early August evening. I'll have the starting lineups when we return. This is Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
Been looking to buy a used car, truck, or van? If so, head to Select Auto now. All vehicles are priced to sell with bottom line pricing. Monthly bills getting you down? Can't afford the car of your dreams? No problem. Select Auto offers payment plans to fit around your budget. Select Auto also offers great warranties on all cars, not to mention their experienced and friendly staff in their full-service service department. Hate being chased around the lot by those annoying salespeople? At Select Auto, you won't be bothered by any salespeople. You deal directly with the owners. Got bad credit? Not a problem. They offer financing for any credit, good or bad. Still not sold? Purchase any used car over $5,000 and get $200 in free gas at any Handy Mart. Hurry in. This deal only lasts through the month of July. What are you waiting for? Visit either of Select Auto's 2 convenient locations. On 1st Avenue, downtown Cedar Rapids, or on 7th Avenue in Marion. Select Auto, a great way to buy a pre-owned car.
We have another beautiful evening for baseball. The Kernels are out to try to even their 4-game series with the Battle Creek Yankees at a game apiece following last night's Yankee 3-0 shutout of our ball club. Battle Creek has a record now in the second half of 21-19. They're in second place, tied for second in the Eastern Division second half standings, trying to make it into the postseason. The Kernels are now 20-20 in the second half and have slipped to 9-13 here at home at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. The Kernels have already qualified for the postseason by virtue of a marvelous first half in which the Kernels finished in second place in the Western Division standings, one game back of King County. The managers are turning in the lineups at home plate. Let's give you the starting lineups for this evening's sixth matchup between the Kernels and the Battle Creek Yankees. Battle Creek has won 4 of the first 5. Bill Masiello is the skipper of the Yankees. His leadoff batter is third baseman Nick Walsh. Walsh is 5'8" out of Arizona State. Jason Van Metren is in left field. He'll bat second. He's from Stanford University. The center fielder is fourth in the league and with 118 hits, and it's Errol Andrus. Andrus, a switch-hitting center fielder, is hitting third for Battle Creek. The cleanup man for the Yankees has been all trouble as far as we're concerned. He has 8 of his 46 runs driven in against us. Matt Carson in right field will bat cleanup for Battle Creek. The Yankee DH is Bryce Cartler. He'll bat fifth. Hitting sixth at first base is John Urich. He's the nephew of Whitey Herzog. Willie Vasquez didn't play in last night's series opener. He'll play short and bat seventh. Luis Robles is batting eighth, and Robles is the catcher. Hitting ninth, second baseman Rafael Rodriguez. He homered last night. On the mound for Battle Creek, making his 6th start of the year. He began the season in the bullpen. He's worked as a reliever 24 times. Big right-hander Josh Smith out of the University of Texas. He's 6'4", 225, and the 22-year-old has a record of 2-2, a 6.82 ERA. Josh Smith was taken by the Yankees in the 8th round of 2003's draft out of the University of Texas. Josh Smith last pitched Sunday in Battle Creek against the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers, a no decision. He pitched well, went 6 innings, gave the Timber Rattlers just 2 runs on only 4 hits in 6 innings, struck out 3, and walked none. Allen Motor Company is now proud to present the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup on this glorious Friday evening. Every in-stock vehicle at Allen's now is tagged with the lowest price of the year, 0% for 5 years, available on most models during Allen's I-380 clearance sale. 2004 GMC Envoys are priced at a savings of $8,000 now during Allen's I-380 clearance sale. Those 2004 GMC Envoys start at just $24,440. That's just $24,440. You can save $6,000 now at Allen's during their I-380 clearance sale on 2004 Buick LeSabres. And starting at just $25,430 at Allen's 2004 GMC Sierra truck extended cabs. Those are priced at a savings of $8,000. Allen Motor Company, every in-stock vehicle tagged with the lowest price of the year right now during their I-380 clearance sale. The Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup in Game 2 of this 4-game series with the Yankee farmhands. Quan Cosby is leading off, switch-hitting center fielder. Batting second in left field is Matt Pauley. The shortstop bats third in the Allen Motor Company order. That's all-star Brandon Wood. Brandon's tied for 5th in the Midwest League with 42 extra base hits. Batting cleanup is Bobby Wilson. Wilson will be behind the plate. Warner Madrigal has rejoined the team. He played in the opener here April 8th, has been sidelined ever since with a broken hamate bone in his hand. Warner Madrigal, who hit .369 with Provo last year, making his Kernel return almost 4 months after he was injured here. Madrigal bats 5th and right. Blake Balcom will serve as the designated hitter in the Allen Motor Company order. Balcom will bat 6th. It's first baseman Baltazar Lopez hitting 7th. All-star third baseman Matt Brown will bat 8th in the Allen Motor Company order. And batting 9th, Billy Boyer, switch-hitting Kernel second baseman. On the hill, rounding out the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup, making his 18th start of the year, right-hander Chris Hunter. Chris is 7-4, a 4.17 ERA. Hunter last pitched Sunday in a Kernel 16-12 win against the King County Cougars in Geneva, Illinois. In that start, Chris hurled 5 innings, allowing 5 runs on 6 hits in 5 innings. He struck out 1, walked 4. Chris Hunter, a 23-year-old right-hander out of Utah Valley State Junior College, a 41st-round pick of the Angels last year, on the hill with his 7-4 record. The Kernels have gathered into their first base dugout. They're wearing their red knit batting practice tops at home with all red caps. And before they take the field, Anderson and Brown Eye Care is proud to present the Anderson and Brown Eye Care umpiring crew. Clint Mahan will call the balls and strikes. Mark Ripperger, his partner, on the base paths. Anderson and Brown Eye Care is your Bausch & Lomb contact lens specialist in eastern Iowa. They have locations inside Lens Crafters at Westdale Mall, Coral Ridge Mall, and North Park Mall in Davenport. Anderson and Brown Eye Care, they're great with children. Anderson and Brown Eye Care, proud to present tonight's umpiring crew, Clint Mahan and Mark Ripperger. It's Agon night here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium, and we had over 3,300 with us last evening and expect yet another big crowd here tonight. And the Kernels have struggled at home. Overall, our record now is 29-26 here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium, but 9-13 in the second half. The Kernels are 62-47 on the season, and we have slipped to 7 games back of Kane County. The Cougars still setting a torrid pace atop the Western Division second half standings after finishing just 1 length ahead of us in the first half. The Oakland A minor leaguers are 27-13. Quad Cities is then next, 21-19. They're 6 out. The Kernels, Beloit, and Clinton all standing at 20 up and 20 down. Our national anthem singer is standing behind the dirt batting circle. That's Linda Levin. Linda Levin of Agon is going to sing the national anthem. And the Kernels have come together in front of their first base dugout in their all red knit batting practice tops with white trousers and red pants. And the Kernels hit the field before this big crowd. We'll be with you tomorrow evening at 6:40 with the dugout interview. Brooks at bat. Bob Brooks, legendary Hall of Fame Cedar Rapids University of Iowa broadcaster. Bob will join us on the dugout interview tomorrow evening. The Cost Cutters Dream Team members are standing next to their Kernel partners on the diamond. The crowd has risen, and let's join the public address announcer, Dale Brote, as he introduces tonight's national anthem singer from Agon, Linda Levin.
Now to honor America, please join in the singing of our national anthem. It's being performed this evening by Linda Levin.
Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous time, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red blaze above bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sing us that star-spangled banner yet waves, for the land of the free and the hope of the brave.
From Agon, Linda Levin singing the Star-Spangled Banner. The Kernels are trying to even the series at a game apiece and bounce back from a 3-0 shutout loss to Battle Creek in last night's series opener. Bev Taylor's our in-studio engineer. Hawkeye Downs Racing with Scott Unash will follow Kernel Baseball on the zone this evening. Play ball is just ahead. This is Kernel Baseball on the zone.
Gas prices giving you the blues?
Get into Randy Keel Honda and save with great fuel mileage on all Hondas in stock. Still need the SUV, you say? Well, the competitive CR-V will get 24 miles to the gallon. The safest, best family sedan, the Honda Accord, will definitely save the family pocketbook with 34 miles to the gallon. Save even more on gas mileage with the compact Civic, getting you there in 38 miles to the gallon. Or the amazing fuel mileage of the Honda Civic Hybrid, 48 miles to the gallon. And that is in the city. Randy Keel Honda has a huge selection of pre-owned Hondas, too, all with exceptional fuel mileage. Randy Keel Honda, the home of confidence, has many other pre-owned vehicles priced to move as well. Randy Keel Honda boasts the best prices in Iowa on new and pre-owned vehicles. Start the savings now and get into Randy Keel Honda, 4425 Centerpoint Road Northeast, or on the web at randykeel.com.
Bright sunshine, a glorious evening for baseball, and Chris Hunter, who's been terrific as a starter this season, making his 18th start of the year. He's flanked by Matt Brown at third and Baltazar Lopez at first, a keystone combo of Brandon Wood, Billy Boyer at short and second, respectively. And in the outfield, Matt Pauley in left, Quan Cosby in center, and Warner Madrigal. There's a name we haven't said since April 8th, opening night here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. Madrigal recovering, or hopefully fully recovered, from a broken hamate bone. And the catcher is Bobby Wilson. Battle Creek's record is 54-55. They're 21-19 in the second half, and they have been dynamite on the road. The Battle Creek Yankees have won 12 of 17 games on the road this season. The leadoff batter is Nick Walsh. He's only 5'8", and in 30 games he's batting .266. No homers, 9 RBIs. Walsh had a big night last night. He was 2 for 3 and scored in both the first and eighth innings.
Leading off the Battle Creek, third baseman Nick Walsh.
Nick Walsh, a left-handed batter, the third baseman, wears his Yankee socks up high. The Battle Creek Yankees are dressed just like their parent club, the New York Yankees, and in on the grass at third is Matt Brown. The game's first pitch is a strike from Chris Hunter, and we're underway. Nick Walsh had a big night last night, 2 for 3. We had a question on the dugout interview with Bobby Magallanes, the Ask the Manager show, about how you go about barehanding a slow roller or a bunt, and the Kernels are playing Walsh as though he might lay one down. Bobby's answer, by the way, is Hunter fires high to even the count 1-1. Bobby Magallanes said you drag your fingertips on the grass and pick up the ball that way on a slow roller or a bunt if you need to barehand it. So the name barehand is really a misnomer. It's bare finger it. Strike 2 to Nick Walsh, left-handed batter, and he does not wear batting gloves. Ooh, a good-looking fastball just inside from Chris Hunter. Temperature, believe it or not, is in the mid-70s with virtually no humidity tonight. Chris is into his windup. The 2-2 to the Yankee leadoff man is outside, ball 3. Some folks, guests of ours, are settling into the home run hot tub, the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM home run hot tub. A shot into center. Quan Cosby on the run, makes the catch. Nick Walsh hit a screaming liner right at Quan Cosby. Actually, Quan had to come rushing in about 5 steps, and that ball took less than a second from the time it left the barrel of Walsh's bat to sail out to Quan Cosby, one away in the Yankee first inning. This Battle Creek Ball Club can hit. They're batting .265, second in the Midwest League. Jason Van Metren from Stanford swings at a good Chris Hunter changeup and missed it. Van Metren steps out now. Jason's a tall right-handed hitter, 6'3", 200, originally taken by the Mariners in the 13th round out of Stanford in 2001. Strike 2 on the inside corner, a changeup from Hunter. Jason Van Metren was 1 for 4 last night. He was robbed of an extra base hit opening up the second on a terrific over-the-shoulder catch by Quan Cosby. Van Metren swings and misses. 2 gone in the Battle Creek first inning. They jumped ahead with a run on a 2-out double by the cleanup batter, Matt Carson. Let's hope he does at bat here in the top of the first inning tonight. Harold Andrus. Batting .276 with 8 homers and 54 RBIs. Harold is from Venezuela, just 20 years old, and he's a switch hitter. He corks one, backhanded, stopped by Matt Brown at third, and on to first. Matt Brown made a nifty play to take a base hit away from Harold Andrus. It was Andrus's 2-out RBI double slashed past Matt Brown in the 8th inning last night to put the Yankees ahead 3-0, the score by which they shut us out. But Chris Hunter has retired the Yankees in order tonight in the top of the first inning. And after 1/2 inning, Battle Creek nothing. Kernels coming up. You're enjoying Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Look around you. Everyone's different. Some of us are tall, many of us are short. If you think about it, there are many important differences among people. That's what makes us all individuals. Insurance needs are individual, too. Talk to your Pekin Insurance Agency, Sheets, Forrest, Draper Insurance in Marion, about the proper insurance coverages for your individual needs. See Scott Draper at Sheets, Forrest, Draper in Marion about insurance for your home, auto, life, health, or business. You can depend on your hometown professionals with Pekin Insurance.
Airport National 27 Old Public Golf Course invites you to join our golf family all year with these great specials. 2-for-1 green fees with cart, 2-for-1 range ball, 2-for-1 mini golf. Listen to this unbelievable new special. Only $25 per person for unlimited golf with cart all day long on weekdays, and only $27 per person for unlimited golf including cart on weekends. Play unlimited twilight golf till dark with free riding cart for only $16 per person. Enjoy fast, friendly, and fun family golf at Cedar Rapids Airport National.
Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees are proud to support one of our community's most renowned and cherished assets, the Cedar Rapids Kernels. Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees believe in the core values that comprise the essence of Kernel baseball: fun, wholesome, affordable entertainment for us all. As you look ahead to the many joys of summer, your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees encourage you to visit the fabulous new Veterans Memorial Stadium. Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees, embracing Kernel baseball, a community treasure.
After 1/2 inning, no score. Big Josh Smith, and I mean big. His legs are the size of tree trunks. He looks like a guy that you'd see. Oh, I'm trying to think. Where would you see a guy that they list as 6'4", 225? He looks more like 6'6", 250. He is a Hulk, we'll just say that. Quan Cosby, switch hitter, leadoff batter, takes a strike on the outside edge. Quan hitting .253. 2 homers, 28 RBIs. Quan has had 2 hits in 3 of his last 4 games. Actually, he's had 2 hits in 4 of his last 5 starts. He bloops one down the left field side onto the lawn section for strike 2. Cosby last night had 2 of the Kernel 8 hits. We out-hit Battle Creek 8-7, but we're shut out 3-0. One of Quan's 2 hits was a bunt single. He's in the hole 0-2 against the tall, bulky right-hander Josh Smith from the University of Texas. A fastball is high and away, ball 1 to the Kernel switch-hitting leadoff batter, Quan Cosby, to be followed by Matt Pauley and Brandon Wood here in the bottom of the first inning. Big crowd, just like there was here last night. Quan pokes one in the air over the third base seats to stay in the hole 1-2. The Battle Creek Yankees road uniforms look just like the New York Yankee road uniforms. Gray with dark blue and dark blue caps. Quan takes one way outside, ball 2. Playoff tickets are on sale, and our special guests, Barry Gibson and Blaine Gibson, will likely be at the first playoff game. That's going to be on September 9th, Thursday the 9th. That's a school night for Blaine, but I bet his daddy will treat him at least to the first 4 or 5 innings, and then maybe Blaine can listen to the rest on the radio. Blaine and Barry, Megan and I have a special welcoming gift for you. We're Megan, if you could present these to Blaine and Barry, they're going to fight over who wants the red and the blue. And Blaine, we have a set of baseball cards for you. Ball 4 to Quan Cosby. Quan was in the hole 0-2, and he draws a leadoff walk against right-hander Josh Smith. The outfield for Battle Creek has Jason Van Metren in left, Harold Anderson center, Matt Carson in right. They're playing Matt Pauley to hit the other way into left center. And what a delight it is to have good friends of the Kernels and good friends of myself, the Gibsons, here tonight. Barry Gibson and Blaine Gibson. Barry's the general sales manager at our longtime starting lineup sponsor, Allen Motor Company. We told you all about the I-380 clearance sale at Allen's. And Blaine is a student at All Saints on Mount Vernon Road. We visit Blaine's school every spring to present the Toyota Financial Services Colonel Reading Program. The count even now, 1-1, as Matt Pauley takes side. Barry, welcome. Thank you for coming. Blaine, I am so glad to see you, bud. I can't wait to hear about what you've done this summer. And summer's fast, almost over now, isn't it? That's hard to believe. Let's see if Quan is running. He's not. A double play ball to short. I don't know if he'll turn 2. Vasquez the second one. Quan does a great job tilting over Rafael Rodriguez to prevent a double play. Matt Pauley grounded one to the left side of the Yankee infield, and he forces Quan Cosby at second. That play went 6-4, Vasquez to Rodriguez. And I mean, Quan Cosby showed some of his old football prowess from his prep days down in Texas. He came in very cleanly hard and prevented Rodriguez from getting much on his throw. Now the batter is Brandon Wood. Brandon is hitting .273, 10 homers, 57 RBIs. Brandon was 1 for 3, was hit by a pitch last night. I've got too much on my mind. Brandon was hit by a pitch last night. Matt Pauley has 8 steals and 17 tries. He's being counseled at first by Colonel first base coach Justin Bachman. Brandon takes a strike, a fastball, the count even 1-1. This Battle Creek pitching staff has a 4.16 team ERA, but they have held our offense in 5 games this season to a batting average of .216. Brandon Wood loops a base hit into left field. Matt Pauley will stop at second as the left fielder Van Metren gets it in after one hop. Brandon Wood made it look easy. Boy, did he swing level and very, very easy, and he lined a single in front of Van Metren in left. And the Kernels have the same opportunity we had last night. We have runners at first and second with only 1 out. Last night, the Yankee starter Tyler Clippard got Bobby Wilson to bounce into a third to first inning-ending double play. I'm going to just bet that's not going to happen tonight. It could, but I'm going to say that Bobby Wilson comes through here. A slider just low to the Colonel cleanup man and catcher. Wilson hitting .259, 7 homers, 56 driven in. He was nothing for 4 last night. Bobby is in an 0 for 8 mini tailspin. Pauley at second, Wood at first. Swing, a big swing and a tip foul off the catcher's chest protector. Luis Robles took that one right off the chest protector. Big crowd here. I'm leaning out the window and taking pictures of how full the sun-drenched folks are, how full the Papa John's Plaza is. Smith's 1-1 is corked into right center for extra bases. 2 runs may score. 1 run is in. That's Matt Pauley. Brandon Wood has to be held at third on an RBI single into right center by Bobby Wilson. Actually, it's an RBI double into right center by Bobby Wilson. Matt Pauley scored from second. Brandon Wood, I was watching Brandon and not the batter, Bobby Wilson. Brandon made it to third standing up. Bobby Wilson doubles between Harold Anderson, center, and Matt Carson, the right fielder, to put the Kernels ahead 1-0 here in this bottom of the first inning. And is it great to see Warner Madrigal batting for the first time since opening night? Swing and a miss. Warner Madrigal's hamate bone has healed sufficiently based on that first swing. He was trying to jack one out of here. Madrigal is just 20 years old, and he hasn't played since opening night when he broke a bone in his hand swinging. Swing and a miss on a high curveball, strike two. Warner is a bit too eager right now. He needs to tone that swing down just a little bit. With runners at second and third and only one out, the Yankee infield is back. They'll trade a run for an out. Warner Madrigal, a right-handed hitter, facing right-hander Josh Smith. Madrigal chokes up, but the fastball is too powerful. Warner fans on 3 pitches. It'll take Warner a little bit, a few at-bats at this level, to shake the cobwebs and the rust out of his system after not having faced Midwest League pitching since April 8th, and here it is August 6th. But credit Josh Smith, the big right-hander. He came right after Warner Madrigal, and he got him on 3 pitches. Now it'll take a 2-out base hit by Blake Balcom if the Kernels are going to add to their 1-0 lead. Blake Balcom was out here at 1:15 this afternoon working with hitting coach Justin Bachman. And I say that because a lot of times people will ask me, what time do the ball players arrive for a 7 o'clock game, around 3:30 or 4? No, they're here about, well, in Balcom's case, 1:30. You get your work done early in this game, and then you try to apply it that evening. And this is a case in point. Blake Balcom was working with Justin Bachman on driving the ball through the middle of the diamond. Strike one called on the outside corner from the University of Texas Longhorn, Josh Smith. Boy, why is everybody from Texas big in terms of the ones that play athletics? That's because Texas, everything's big. Big state, big population. Remember when the Houston Astrodome was built, the largest indoor facility in the world? Balcom steps out. Blake is hitting .262, 4 homers, 40 RBIs. 2 on, 2 out, 1-0 Kernels, bottom of the first inning. A curve, and that one's fouled off to the right into the Papa John's Plaza down the right field line. Kernel playoff tickets are on sale. Our first game is Thursday, September 9th, here at home at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. No change in the ticket prices. Range $8 to $5 for professional baseball in the magnificent new Veterans Memorial Stadium. Call the Kernels at 896-7560. I'll repeat that number after this 0-2 to Balcom. Low, ball 1. The number to call for Kernel tickets, 896-7560, 896-7560. Or log on to our website to order your playoff tickets. Simple as www.kernels, KERNELS.com. Brandon Wood at second. Bobby Wilson standing with his hands on his hips with a good-sized lead at second base. Woods on third. A curve, and Blake didn't mean to, but he went around for strike 3. The Kernels score a run to take the lead on 2 base hits, a walk. There were no Battle Creek errors, and the Kernels leave 2 men aboard. And after 1 inning, with special guests Barry and Blaine Gibson enjoying the action from our broadcast perch, 1-0 Kernels over the Battle Creek Yankees. This is Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
A prediction made 40 years ago has come true.
Plastics will rule the world!
Whether it's your favorite beverage, shampoo, prescription, medicine, or detergent, it probably comes in a plastic container. What should you do with all of those plastic containers when they're empty? Rinse them out and recycle them. By placing your plastic containers in your blue recycling box, you're helping save landfill space and natural resources. Cedar Rapids Solid Waste and Recycling Services thanks you for recycling your plastic containers.
Peck's Flower Shop and Garden Center reminds you, the planting season continues all summer long. They still have a large selection of perennials, trees, shrubs, and evergreens that are potted, growing, tenderly cared for, and ready to plant. Add a splash of color with a few plants, or let Peck's experts design a complete landscape plan and professionally install it for you. Stop in or call for an estimate. Be sure to look for Peck's Plant Feature of the Week and let them advise you just how it will fit into your landscape. In fact, Peck's can answer all your growing questions. Peck's Flower Shop, Garden Center, Nursery, and Landscaping at the corner of Blair Spur and Edgewood Roads Northeast has been growing with the Cedar Rapids area since 1956.
Cedar Rapids Spirits performing between the bottom of the first and top of the second. 1-0 Kernels. A one-out RBI double by Bobby Wilson in the bottom of the first inning. Chris Hunter, Kernel right-hander, retired the side in order in the top of the first, and he's facing a real thorn in the side of the Kernels in the person of right-handed hitter Matt Carson. Carson has 8 of his 46 RBIs against us, and we've only played Battle Creek 5 games. Matt had a 2-out RBI double in the first last night as he whacked one over the head of Matt Pauley. A strike is in from Chris Hunter. We've told all of you great Kernel fans that it's our special honor to have Barry Gibson from Allen Motor Company and his son Blaine Gibson, who will not, he's graduated from All Saints. Blaine, you'll be going where this fall?
Regis.
Regis, the former high school. It's now what, a middle school?
Yes.
A bouncer to third. Tough play for Matt Brown. He throws low, but a good pick by Baltazar Lopez. Matt Carson is gone, and that's 2 good, solid plays at third in a row by Matt Brown. This one he had to go to his left on and reach far down. He then threw in the dirt, but Baltazar Lopez, with those great hands, dug it out, and that's 4 in a row, retired by Chris Hunter. Well, Blaine Gibson, you are the most fervent Kernel fan I know as a kid, and I shared your passion for baseball when I was your age, Blaine. We didn't have minor league baseball in Alton, Illinois. We had the St. Louis Cardinals about 35 minutes away, so I'd go to Cardinal games, Blaine, and my dad and my friends' dads and moms were nice enough to take me to 20 or 25 Cardinal games a year. Mind you, it was relatively affordable back then to go to a big league game. Ball one inside to Bryce Cartler. Now ball 2 misses inside to the left-handed batter, Bryce Cartler, the DH. How many Kernel games approximately have you and your family or friends made it out to this spring and summer, Blaine?
Oh, I don't know. Probably a number too big to count.
That is so good to hear. Ooh, a strike on the outside edge, a delayed call by Clint Mahon. And last year, your favorite player was Rancel Melgarejo. Have you picked a favorite yet this year?
I think Quan Cosby.
What a year he's had, the center fielder. Cartler wraps one on the ground to second. Billy Boyer has it and tosses to first, and that's 5 in a row set down by 23-year-old Kernel right-hander Chris Hunter. Well, Blaine, the question now is, why is Quan one of your favorite Kernels?
I've seen him play, and I really like the way he plays. He sees something, and then he goes for it. He just goes for it.
It's funny you mention that, Blaine. He told us on the dugout interview maybe earlier in this second half, his philosophy. I said, Quan, do you ever watch guys like Willie Mays or Paul Blair or Ken Griffey Jr.? And he said, John, I watch film of them every time I can because they had this philosophy of to let nothing drop, let no ball hit the grass. And you're saying that's what you see in Quan?
Yes.
A strike is called to John Urich, a left-handed batter. Strike 2 on the outside corner to Whitey Herzog's nephew, John Urich. We have one of our biggest crowds of the year here tonight. And it's very gratifying to report that. A change-up is low to Urich for ball 1. Blaine Gibson will be a 6th grader at Regis Middle School. And he's chatting with us here early in this ball game. Blaine said he's been to too many games to even count this season. A ground ball foul between the legs of Bobby Wilson, and it's still 1-2 to John Urich. John is a .275 hitter with 9 homers and 41 RBIs. Urick was 0-for-4 last night. He has an open stance. He's a 22-year-old from Oklahoma State, the same school that produced Robin Ventura. Chris Hunter into his windup. The right-hander wings it home, and it's bounced foul past the Colonel first base dugout. Well, Blaine, I know baseball's near the top of your list. What else have you enjoyed doing this summer?
Well, baseball, and then,
Have you been out to any of the new swimming pools yet?
I've been to Beaver once or twice.
Okay, that was one of the first to get the refurbishment. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
The 1-2 to Urick. Corked foul. That one almost picked off the Battle Creek first base coach, and it skips into the Colonel right field bullpen. The sun is setting earlier and earlier here in August, and it's just a perfect night for baseball. Last night we had a rather substantial wind blowing in from right center. Tonight it's absolutely calm as ball 2 is delivered low and outside from right-hander Chris Hunter to John Urick. I'm so captivated with the beauty of the diamond down below that I'm taking a lot of pictures. Ball 3 just missed outside. The count was 0-2, and to Urick's credit, he's now got a full count pitch coming home. And he swings and misses at a changeup. John Urick fans, and that 6 up and 6 down for Battle Creek at the hands of Colonel right-hander Chris Hunter. After an inning and a half, big crowd, 1-0 Colonels over the Battle Creek Yankees, and you're enjoying Colonel baseball on the Zone.
The drinks here are always cold and refreshing, the food hot and tasty. Welcome to Cabo Bar and Grill. To get a good seat, you better be hasty. Wings today are just $1. To go anywhere else would most certainly be out of order. All week at Cabo, basket meals including burgers and loins are just $6. Happy hour is 6 hours long. Save $1, you're in luck. Hot sand volleyball is our forte. Ball leagues are forming right away. Wrap it all up now. Time for food and drink. See you all at Cabo Bar and Grill on the Southwest Side sometime this week.
The way to pocket important savings is to take advantage of Chevron motor oils and lubricants from the Otson Oil Company, your local Chevron oil distributor. Chevron lubricants are made from higher quality base oils for better performance, and that means longer life for your engine. Contact the Otson Oil Company in Cedar Rapids for details on how you can save time and money with Chevron lubricants. The Otson Oil Company, serving Iowa with quality lubricants since 1933. Visit Otson Oil Company at www.otson.com.
At Zimmerman's, we believe that the voice of the customer speaks the loudest. Let's hear what our customers have to say.
We chose Zimmerman because our family has been buying cars. I guess we're probably the 3rd generation to buy cars here at Zimmerman.
My family's bought 18 cars at Zimmerman's. 18. I ought to get a little bonus or something, wouldn't I?
We build our reputation on one satisfied customer at a time. On behalf of everyone at Zimmerman's, I want to thank you for your business.
1-0 Kernels as the Kernels bat against 6'4", 225-pound Josh Smith. We haven't had a chance to give you Josh's numbers on the year. The University of Texas Longhorn, now pitching professionally with the Battle Creek Yankees, is 2-2. This is his 6th start. He worked out of the bullpen 24 times. In 62 innings, he's allowed 79 hits. Smith, the right-hander, has fanned 50 in 62 innings, walked 37, and his ERA is high, 6.82. Baltazar Lopez is the first Colonel up in the 2nd, and a breaking pitch is a strike to the left-handed batter with a 3.05 average. 6 homers, 24 driven in. 1-0 Colonels on a Bobby Wilson 1-out double into right center, scoring Matt Pauley. Base hit into right, hit hard through the right side of the Battle Creek infield by Baltazar Lopez, and that is the 3rd Colonel hit against right-hander Josh Smith. And we're only in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Blaine Gibson is with us, and Blaine, when I was your age, you went to grade school from K through 6, and then you went to what was called junior high. Now you go from grade school K5, and then middle school is 6, 7, 8. What are some of the changes you anticipate in terms of your courses and your classes that's different about Regis from All Saints?
Well, what I've heard, one of the biggest differences is now you have locks on your lockers.
I remember that. Yep.
and then you have to take yourself to every class, and there's only one person per class.
You mean one teacher?
Yeah, like one teacher to math, one teacher to English, and then last year we only had 2 teachers, and they each taught like several different things.
School hasn't changed much in that regard. A deep drive into center by Matt Brown, but Harold Andrus has a measure of it, and he takes it in deep right center. Matt Brown got pretty good wood on it, a 1-0 pitch, but flies out to Andrus in center, 1-on-1 out in the Kernels' second. Billy Boyer, the batter. Blaine, you're exactly right, and I wondered if things had changed that much. Have you actually been over to Regis to see what the classrooms are like and what the building is like?
No, but I believe we are going there on Monday to sign up for stuff.
Good. That's great. Our Culver small fries are a pair of cute little girls down below, and we'll get ready to welcome them onto the diamond shortly. Ball 1 to Billy Boyer. Billy, the number 9 hitter, hitting .212 in 24 games. And Boyer was nothing for 2 last night. He did draw a pair of walks, though. And he smacks a single into center. Baltazar Lopez is safe at second. He rounds second, but holds on. And Billy Boyer served one right over the pitcher's head, hit a soft liner into center. Lopez into second, 2 on, only 1 out for Blaine Gibson's favorite ball player, Quan Cosby. Quan walked after going in the hole 0-2 in the first inning. Quan walked and helped the Kernels score the only run of this game so far. Blaine, have you and your dad been to any big league games this summer?
I believe we have gone to the Cubs.
Oh, wow. I haven't been to Wrigley Field in years. They say it's just
magical.
Yeah, that's the word. Thank you, Blaine. To see a game at Wrigley Field, tickets are hard to come by, first of all. A pitch to Cosby is
hit foul.
Blaine, you got it onto the dirt or onto the grass slope seating berm. We had a kid a little bit older than you. He's 15. We're going to invite him back that wants to be either a play-by-play broadcaster or a sports talk show host. Now, the fact you could describe exactly where Quan hit that, do you have the inkling maybe to pursue a career, or are you still too young to think about a career?
I think I'm still too young to think about a career.
A high fastball and a swing and a miss by Quan. I do, too, in the sense, Blaine, that you're only starting 6th grade, but, you know, when I was your age, I kind of knew I wanted to try to do something in baseball.
Yeah.
And I bet that may be a direction you'll find very, very alluring because of your love for the game. Quan is in the hole 0-2, just like he was in the first inning when he ran the count full and drew a walk. Smith checks the runner at second, Lopez. A ground ball to second could be 2, underhanded by Rodriguez to Vasquez. On to first, a bang-bang play. Quan hustling all the way, but it was a tailor-made inning-ending double play. It went 4, 6, 3, and that gets the Yankees out of a tight spot in the Kernels' second inning. No runs, 2 hits for the Kernels. There were no Battle Creek errors. A double play. The Kernels strand a runner and have left 3. We're quickly through 2 innings on this beautiful Friday night, and we'll wrap things up with our guest Blaine Gibson through the 3rd inning. It's 1-0 Kernels, and this is Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Whether you're a serious athlete or a weekend warrior, injuries can take you out of your game. Smart athletes know that Physiotherapy Associates in Cedar Rapids are the experts in the treatment and prevention of sport-related injuries. Our expert staff serves the metro and surrounding area high school athletes. Physiotherapy Associates of Cedar Rapids, the smart choice in sports medicine. Call us at 398-1569. That's 398-1569. We'll get you back in your game today.
Summertime means Kernels baseball. Sunlight until 9 o'clock. Watermelon and lemonade. Taking the kids to the swimming pool and a host of other leisurely pursuits. Comfort Solutions by Banks stands ready to ensure that your family stays cool when you're busy with all of your summer fun. Comfort Solutions by Banks are your indoor comfort specialists. With all of the fun activities that fill up your summer, it's comforting to know that the Comfort Solutions by Banks family can take care of your family. Comfort Solutions by Banks is proud to offer your family personal and caring service. If something goes unexpectedly wrong with your home's cooling system, you can count on Comfort Solutions by Banks to provide you with courteous and professional service under any circumstance. Enjoy your summer and let the family at Comfort Solutions by Banks take care of yours.
Excuse me, Blaine Gibson, our guest, told us it was magical to go to Wrigley Field earlier this summer, and unbeknownst to us, Blaine, what day is this?
August 6th, my birthday.
That's unbelievable. Now, I'm guessing you are 12.
Yes.
Okay. I can barely remember when I was 12. I was mowing lawns and playing ball all day outside with my friends and collecting baseball cards and, heck yes, watching some TV too. We didn't have cable vision or computers, but I watched my share of TV when I was a kid. A strike is in to Willie Vasquez, a switch hitter batting left. He didn't play last night. Chris Hunter has mowed down the first 6 Yankees in the order tonight. Vasquez is in the hole 0-2 as he chops one foul to the Colonel first base dugout. The lights have just been turned on here at the new Veterans Memorial Stadium. You know, Blaine, I'm in my mid-40s now, but I still like a birthday cake. Have you had yours yet today?
No, but I think I will when I get back home.
Good. I just love birthday cakes. After all, it's just once a year.
Mm-hmm.
A slider is low, and it's 1-2 now to Willie. Vasquez is a switch hitter. Didn't play last night. He's batting .220. He's from Venezuela. 5 homers, 34 driven in. And he socks one foul over the grass slope seating berm into the kids' play area down the left field line on the concourse.
That's going to be a lucky gift for one kid.
A lucky gift and a lifetime contract from the Kernels and a free spaghetti dinner at Zio Giano's. A changeup is chopped to first. Baltazar Lopez waves off Hunter and steps on the base to retire Willie Vasquez. 1 out in the Battle Creek 3rd inning and 7 in a row retired by Chris Hunter. What a vast improvement. Chris Hunter ran into trouble against his team in Battle Creek on June 15th. He and the Kernels were drubbed 13-4. Chris was only able to go 3 1/3. He gave the Yankees 9 runs on 10 hits in 3 1/3, struck out 1 and walked 3. It was a miserable outing for the 23-year-old Colonel right-hander, but tonight he has been outstanding. He drops a changeup into Luis Robles, right-handed hitting catcher, strike 1. Robles pulls one softly foul on the ground past third, and Chris Hunter is getting ahead of virtually every Battle Creek hitter. 0-2 to the catcher Luis Robles. 21 games. He's hitting .179. He's very slim for a catcher. 6'4", 180. Robles went to Riverside Community College in California. He's 22 years old. Hunter's 0-2 is a change in the dirt for ball 1. Well, Blaine, how about vacation? You've been to Wrigley Field. Are you going anywhere else this summer?
I don't think so.
You've had plenty to keep you busy, it sounds like, at home.
Mm-hmm.
The 1-2. A high pop-up to the right side of the Colonel infield. Billy Boyer waving off the right fielder Warner Madrigal, and about 30 feet out onto the lush green carpet and right, Billy Boyer nabs it. 8 in a row retired by Chris Hunter. Chris Hunter has set down 8 straight Battle Creek Yankees. Blaine, you mentioned you've been to Beaver Park Pool. Do you live on the southeast side?
Yes, I do. In fact, I'm only 2 blocks from the pool.
Oh, that's ideal.
Mm-hmm.
That is a nice neighborhood. I was in the Irish Democrat recently, and they told me that your mom has quit there after 18 years. Is that right?
Yep, she has retired about a month ago.
Good for her. I asked specifically for her. I get to the Irish Democrat once or twice a year, and we asked for Meg, and they said, John, she's worked here 18 years, and she's called it quits, and I bet she's pretty happy.
Yeah.
A curve, strike 2 to Rafael Rodriguez, who homered last night. Swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. Not only a 3-pitch strikeout for Chris Hunter, not only does he retire the side in order in the top of the 3rd, but he has now pitched 3 perfect innings, setting down all 9 Yankee hitters he's faced. Chris Hunter has pitched 3 solid innings. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Kernels 1, Yankees nothing. This is Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
As a parent, have you ever experienced the frustration of watching your child struggle at school because of poor study habits? Did your child's grades suffer last year because of poor organization? Do you wish your child would be more motivated at school to realize his or her true potential? If the answer to any of these questions is yes, then Educare Learning Center has a proven study skills program just for your child. Educare Study Skills Program has helped hundreds of area students gain the study skill tools necessary to turn grades around. So if learning how to study needs to be your child's first lesson, this year give Educare a call. Classes begin Monday, August 9th and Monday, August 16th, just in time for school this fall. Space is limited. Call Educare Cedar Rapids today at 832-1965 and get this year started right. That's Educare of Cedar Rapids, 832-1965. Educare is fully accredited by the North Central Association of Colleges and Schools.
Your home is a powerful asset. Managed wisely, it can help you with home improvements, tuition, and other expenses. Wells Fargo Home Equity Financing is the key. With flexible terms, competitive rates, and affordable payments. Our bankers have the knowledge and resources to help you find the best financing for your needs. Talk with a Wells Fargo banker today and see how home equity financing can help you reach your next stage. Wells Fargo, the next stage, equal housing lender.
Around the Anaheim organization as the Kernels bat in the bottom of the third, a fast-moving Friday night game. Aegon Knight, Barry Gibson from Allen Motor Company is with us, along with his son, 12-year-old Blaine Gibson. The Angels are playing in Kansas City tonight after taking yesterday's game in the Metrodome 8-3. Salt Lake lost to Omaha 6-1. Casey Kochman, former Colonel first baseman from 2 years ago, had 2 hits and an 8th-inning single to drive in Salt Lake's only run. Frisco took a pair from Arkansas, wiping us out 9-0 and 11-1. A strike to Matt Pauley from Josh Smith, now ball one. Outside to Matt, who rolled to shortstop, forcing Quan Cosby at second in the first inning. Matt hitting .266, left-handed hitter. Straightaway stance and a dribbler foul towards the on-deck circle where Brandon Wood waits. Nick Gorneau had a 4th-inning home run to account for Arkansas's only run in a doubleheader loss to Frisco. Arkansas's record is now 48-62 in the Texas League. 1-2 to Matt Pauley. The 6'4" strong man delivers outside 2-2. Inland Empire in a slugfest bashed the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes 14-9. Former Colonel Mike Napoli hit his 25th home run of the year in the Cal League. Sending one soaring out of play foul to the left to stay even on the count 2-2 is Matt Pauley. David Gates and Adam Pavkovich, 2 former Colonels, had 2 hits apiece. Provo also lost. Idaho Falls turned back the Provo Angels 7-4. Matt Pauley pops one in the air. That's the pitcher's ball. He better call it. And he dropped it. He dropped it. Blaine Gibson, the pitcher, the only man that could have caught that ball was the pitcher, and he acted like he didn't want any part of it.
He didn't wave it off. He dropped it purposely. If he didn't want it, he should have let the catcher got it. But because they didn't, we got him first.
And it's an error on the pitcher. That is a great illustration of how pitchers are babied in the modern game. The pitcher, Josh Smith, was the only man who could have caught Matt Pauley's his little pop-up, and he dropped it. He was waiting for somebody to call for the ball, but nobody else could catch it. Ooh, a breaking pitch for a strike on the outside corner to Brandon Wood, who singled in the Colonel 1-run first inning. It's 1-0 Colonels, bottom of the third, and let's hope the Colonels can capitalize on that very feeble effort by the pitcher, Josh Smith. Swing and a miss on a curve in the dirt, and Brandon's in the hole, 0-2. Caleb Mayer with Provo with 3 for 4, 2 home runs and 3 runs driven in the Angel loss. And Sean Rodriguez had a hit last night as Provo lost 7-4. The 0-2 to Brandon Wood. Outside a fastball. let's check the records of the Angel affiliates. We told you that the Kernels are 62-47. Rancho Cucamonga is just 2 under 500, 54-56. We told you Arkansas is 14 games under 500, AA. Brandon Wood takes a big cut at a slider and missed it, and that's the third strikeout for a right-hander, Josh Smith, one away here in the Kernel third inning. Salt Lake, the AAA Angel affiliate, is 40-71. They're really struggling. Provo is 26-20. And Mesa is having a tough year in the Arizona Rookie League. The Mesa Angels are 6-30. Those are halo happenings, results from around the Anaheim Angel organization. Bobby Wilson, right-handed hitting cleanup batter at the plate. The lights are on, and there's not much sunlight left on the diamond. Just a couple of long strips of sun in right field and center field, and that's it. Ball one low to Bobby Wilson, who lashed an RBI double into right center for the game's only run. That was in the first inning. Ball two is a slider low from Josh Smith, the Yankee right-hander. Smith looks a lot like Battle Creek pitching coach Steve Renko. Steve, a former quarterback at KU in the same backfield as Gale Sayers, 6'8". Firing low for ball three to Bobby Wilson is the Yankee right-hander. An error by Josh Smith to open up this Kernel third. He dropped a pop-up. In fact, he didn't want to even touch it. He was expecting somebody to bail him out, but nobody was close enough to call him off. Wood then struck out on three pitches, and now a strike on a 3-0 count to Bobby Wilson. Bobby looks down at his skipper coaching at third, Bobby Magallanes. Big crowd here tonight. I would say well over 4,000. There goes the runner. A strike. The throw to second. Pauly steals it. Matt Pauly is now stolen his 9th base of the year. It was a weak throw by Luis Robles, and it trickled underneath the glove of shortstop Willie Vasquez. Matt Pauly is stolen second. He's in scoring position now for Bobby Wilson. It was actually the second baseman, Rafael Rodriguez, who had that throw go underneath his mitt. Backing the play up was the shortstop, Willie Vasquez. An RBI chance for Bobby Wilson on a full count delivery, headed home. Ball four, low and outside. That's the second walk issued by Josh Smith, Battle Creek's right-hander. We're here tomorrow night, 6:40, dugout interview. Bob Brooks will join us, Brooks at bat. And then Sunday afternoon. Now, Blaine, do you consider yourself too old on a Sunday afternoon after a home game to go down on the diamond and run the bases? I would love to do it as a 12-year-old. How about you?
I would probably too.
Good. Well, Blaine, I think you were taking pictures at our reading program assembly at All Saints this past spring, didn't you?
Yes, I was.
How did they come out?
I never got to look at them.
Hopefully the librarian did. Ball one is high. I can't remember that nice lady's name that invites us every year to All Saints. If you'd say it, I would know it.
Dang, I forgot too.
She works in the media center, and I just can't remember.
Mrs. Murray.
I think that's who it is. Ball one to Warner Madrigal. Warner tips one foul at the feet of the catcher. In fact, that one hit the catcher, Luis Robles, and as a gesture of kindness, the plate umpire, Clint Mahon, walks the ball out to the mound to let Robles recover.
Warner has not played since opening game, isn't that right?
You're exactly right. Blaine, what a memory. He broke a bone in his hand called the hamate bone. He has not played with the Kernels since April 8th. It's now August 6th. Warner, a chance to add to the Kernel slim 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the third. A curve is low and away to Warner Madrigal, who steps out and tightens his batting gloves. Pauly reached on an error by the pitcher, stole second after Brandon Wood fanned. Bobby Wilson drew a walk on a 3-2 pitch. 2 on, 1 out for the Kernel right-handed hitter. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
He's got to lower that swing. He's hitting it too hard, man.
You're exactly right, Blaine. He's just trying to do a little too much in his first game, and that's a human nature. If you're out for a long period of time, you try to make it all up at once. Hopefully Warner can tone that swing down as Blaine advised. I agree with that. From the stretch, Smith set at the letters, delivers, and a good swing and a pitch rattled foul over the backstop to even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Up on the Miller mezzanine terrace, high above the Colonel first base dugout, our great friends from American Profile. Ooh, a pitch right in on Warner's hands, and he fought it off and nubbed it foul to the on-deck circle of the Yankees. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Warner Madrigal. What a year he had for Provo last season. He played in 70 games, hit .369, 9 homers, 51 driven in. Madrigal pops one over the grandstand roof behind home plate. The count still 2-2. Blaine, what do the kids in your neighborhood enjoy doing? Rollerblading, skateboarding, playing flashlight tag? What is it?
Well, they like playing like video games, like Xbox, PlayStation.
A lot of our players do too. I forgot about your generation. Ooh, Warner, I thought went around. Ooh, they said he did not. And Blaine, did you get a good look at that pitch and that swing?
Yes, I did.
I thought he went around. Did you think he held up?
I think he went around.
I did too, but we got a break as the base umpire Mark Ripperger said that Warner held up. Now let's see if Bobby Magallanes rolls the dice and sends the runners on this 3-2 delivery. Are they going? No. Ball 4 to load the bases. They're loaded up for Blake Balcom, who struck out to end the Colonel first inning. Big Steve Renko may come out to the mound. Yes, he is. Now, Blaine, I'd like you to compare the height of 6'8" former big league pitcher Steve Renko to the Battle Creek 22-year-old starter Josh Smith, and we'll see if Smith is really 6'4". Renko is 6'8". How do they stack up?
It's hard to really tell. Looks like the one with the blue coat is a little bit taller than the pitcher.
Okay, so Steve Renko at 6'8", yes, is slightly taller than 6'4" Josh Smith. I think Smith is more like 6'6". Now, he said last night you could read a novel for the time it takes big Steve Renko to return from the mound to the third base Yankee dugout. Barry Gibson, does the name Steve Renko ring a bell with you? Yes, Steve had a very good big league career, and he is a big, big man. Bases loaded, 1 out. Blake Balcom is batting in the number 6 slot in the Allen Motor Company Colonel starting lineup. He's at the plate with Paulie at third, Wilson at second, Madrigal at first. The Colonels have loaded the bases without getting the ball past the pitching mound in this inning. Ball 1 downstairs to the Colonel DH, Blake Balcom. On the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion tonight, down the left field line, F&M Bank, Iowa Chiropractic Society, Mercy Care Blair's Ferry, and Aspen Athletic Club. Bases loaded, the 1-0 to Blake. Downstairs for ball 2. Blaine, you have the binoculars out. When you come to the new Veterans Memorial Stadium, do you usually sit in the Allen Motor Company season ticket seats, or do you sit somewhere else?
We actually sit over in the smoking section so Dad can have a good cigar.
And you and your dad I'm right on the same page with him. A double play ball to short. Vasquez to second out, Rodriguez to first, and the Yankees get them both. What a big double play turned by the Yankees as Willie Vasquez, the shortstop, started a 6-4-3 inning-ending crusher of a double play. In the Colonel third inning, no runs, no hits, 1 Battle Creek error, 2 walks. The Colonels leave 1 man on. No, they leave 2 men on and have stranded 5 in just 3 innings. Well, Blaine, let's take 1 more half inning, the top of the 4th, and then we'll turn you and your dad loose so maybe he can enjoy one of those nice stogies, or perhaps, Blaine, you and he can get some refreshments. After 3, it's the Colonels 1 and Battle Creek nothing. You're enjoying Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
Bob,
Papa John's pizza, it's so good. Better is best, that's understood. Better call Papa John's tonight. Better call Papa, he's got it right. Better ingredients, better pizza.
Papa John's.
Attention baseball fans, call your local Papa John's for our home run special. Get a large pizza with up to 3 toppings of your choice for only $9.99.
Papa John's. Better call Papa.
Your husband has a sore throat and he's whimpering about getting it checked. That's when you make a mental note to yourself, must find family doctor.
How do you find the right doctor for your family?
It was easier than I thought. I called the number, and 3 minutes later, I had the names of 3 doctors who were in my neighborhood and were taking new patients.
Just call the Mercy Care referral line at 369-4444.
My Mercy Care doctor doesn't rush me out of the room with me saying, but what about, how do I? They take the time to answer my questions, even the silly ones.
It's that extra understanding, compassion, and care that Mercy Care community physicians practice every day.
So I got that doctor thing figured out. Now what do I do about that whimpering husband?
Find the right doctor for your family. Just call 369-4444 or find out more about our family doctors on the web at www.mercycaredoctors.com. Finding a doctor you really like. That's real life. That's the Mercy Touch.
We're already in the top of the 4th inning. It's 8 o'clock. We want to remind you that you're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600, KCRG, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Barry and Blaine Gibson are joining us this evening. Ball 1 was low to Nick Walsh. Now a pitch high, 2-0 to the leadoff batter who lined out to center to start the game. Wait till I tell you the great scoring chances the Kernels have let go by so far tonight. There's ball 3 to the leadoff hitter, and Chris Hunter is in danger of allowing his first base runner of this game. He has set down 9 straight Yankees to start this ball game, and a strike on the outside edge to left-handed hitter Nick Walsh. Kernels had runners at second and third, only 1 out in the first inning, could not add to their 1-0 lead. Kernels had runners at first and second, 1 out in the second inning, a double play. We had the bases loaded with 1 out in the third inning, a double play. So we should be way further ahead at this point than just 1-0. But you have to credit the Yankee pitcher, Josh Smith. Tagging one foul into the third base seats. Strike 2 is Nick Walsh. Blaine Gibson, you said your mom, Meg, is here tonight.
Yes, she is. In fact, she wanted to hear me so bad she brought in the radio.
Now, do you see her at all, or is she taking the radio out for a break?
I think she went to the bathroom.
Okay. Ball 4, and Battle Creek has the tying run on with nobody out here in the top of the 4th inning. Their first base runner is their leadoff man, Nick Walsh, as Chris Hunter missed low. Now the batter, Jason Van Metren. Walsh is 4 for 8 in 30 games in stolen bases. There are lots of kids here tonight. The grass slope lawn section down the third base line is about 80% full. Jason Van Metren struck out in the first inning on 3 pitches. The 5'8" leadoff batter, Walsh, leads away from first. He's not running, and ball 1, a changeup in the dirt. Bobby Wilson just prevented a wild pitch. 1-0 Kernels in the top of the 4th inning. Chris is set. Breaking pitch, a knee buckler, is a strike to even the count to the right-handed batter, Van Metren, 1-1. As we said earlier, Van Metren was originally signed by the Seattle Mariners out of Stanford. They took him in the 13th round in 2001. He played in 80 games as the Wisconsin Timber Rattler last year. Or 2 years ago, rather. He hit .283 as a Timber Rattler, 6 homers, 30 RBIs in 80 games. Then he played at the California League Mariner affiliate, Inland Empire, and hit .241 last year, and he was bought by the Yankees. Ball 2 is low to Jason Van Metren. He steps out. Now he's back in there. Van Meteren bats from a deep knee bend position, straightaway stance. The runner's going! A line drive into left center should tie the game. It depends if Quan can cut it off. Quan cut it off and throws to second. And now a throw to first. The batter is out! Out at first base! Wow! A runner goes to third. And the Kernels' Quan Cosby started a relay to get Jason Van Meteren as Nick Walsh went from first to third easily on a hit-and-run drive into left center. Van Meteren made the same mistake that our own Matt Brown did last night. He rounded first far too wide. Brownie rounded second far too wide last night in a critical situation. Van Meteren was thrown out. It goes Quan Cosby to Billy Boyer. And
excellent throw by Billy.
It was to first baseman Lopez. And now a little dribbler foul up the first baseline. That was a huge play, but we're by far from out of the woods yet. That's because the man who walked, Nick Walsh, was running on the base hit into center. And Walsh is at third with only one out. The Colonel infield plays back. So a ground ball by Harold Andrus would tie this game. There is a ground ball, foul just outside of first. Strike two to the batter. Chris Hunter is trying to keep the Kernels ahead here in the fourth inning, 1-0, but the Yankees have a runner at third with only one out. Blaine Gibson is with us, and Blaine, you see your mom again.
Yep.
Okay, now is she in the plaza section?
No, she's over in the smoking section.
Okay.
The last one over there.
Okay. A bouncer to second will tie the game. Billy Boyer throws the batter out, and a leadoff walk has cost the Kernels the lead here. Harold Andrus did his job on an 0-2 pitch. He pulled it sharply on one hop to the Kernels' second baseman. Boyer threw Andrus out. Harold has his team-high 55th run driven into the year, and it's tied 1-1 here in the top of the fourth inning.
Hi, Mom.
Blaine, I hope she's listening.
Yep, I think she is. I'm looking right at her.
Well, that's great. Yes, I see her waving. Is she wearing a red shirt?
Yep, she's wearing the red shirt.
Does she have a blue cap on?
Yes, she does.
I see your mom, Meg. Blaine, isn't that great?
Oh, yeah. Hi, Mom.
Let me take a look, Blaine.
There you go.
Blaine Gibson, from about 350 feet away, has spotted his mom, Meg, and Meg is waving along with a fella in a overcast tan jacket, and it looks like here's a little looper into right center, a two-out single for Matt Carson. Carson, the go-ahead run, is aboard with two out here in the top of the fourth. And I'm trying to see if your mom has a Los Angeles Dodger cap on. I cannot.
Oh, no. I think that's a Cubs cap, the original thing.
Oh, okay. She's giving a thumbs up. Yes.
Yep, that's mine. Yep.
Okay. And Blaine, who's that fellow waving in front of your mom in that tan?
John.
Okay.
Chuck, I'm sorry.
Chuck is out there. All right, Chuck, glad to have you with us in the Papa John's Plaza as well. Runner at first, two out for left-handed hitting Bryce Cartler. 1-1 our score, top of the fourth inning. Strike one called at the knees from Chris Hunter. It's Blaine Gibson's birthday.
I'm very happy to spend it with you, John.
Well, thank you, Blaine. I'll tell you, I've told a lot of people I was just hoping that tonight would work for you guys because I almost let the summer. There goes the runner, and a pitch foul back.
Oh,
Blaine Gibson almost on his birthday. Blaine Gibson almost on his birthday came within, Blaine, what, 6 inches of getting a foul ball?
A foot at most.
We better get your window open so if that happens again, you can grab it. My goodness, Blaine.
That was quite a...
Put a tear into me, buddy. Wow. Bryce Cartler fouling one straight back, and don't worry, Mom, Meg, Blaine is fine.
I'm going to be okay, as long as the two guys are here to save me. Don't worry.
So we'll all team up to somehow corral the next one. A bouncer foul hit sharply into the Colonel right field bullpen. Matt Carson, 14 for 19, had a stolen base last night. He was running on an 0-2 pitch that was fouled straight back here by Bryce Cartler. Cartler is batting with 2 away, and the score tied at 1 in the top of the 4th inning. Bryce Cartler, a 24-year-old left-handed batter who stands straight up and down. There goes the runner. Now he stops, and Cartler chops one foul behind the plate. Cartler is from Arizona State, a Yankee 11th round pick in 2003 last year. He lives in Phoenix. And Bryce takes a long look at Bill Masiello, the Battle Creek skipper, coaching at third.
They have a runner on first.
With 2 out, and that runner has a big lead, Matt Carson. He's not going. The Kernels pitch out, ball 1 to the left-handed batter. Last year with the Staten Island Yankees, this fella Cartler hit .291 in 42 games, 3 homers, 10 RBIs. This season, Bryce is hitting .266, 9 homers, 38 runs driven in. Carson leads away at first. Chris Hunter is set just below the letters and throws to first, and the runner Carson dives back in head first. The Colonel outfield plays this left-handed batter straight away.
John, did you see them get a run? I didn't see that. I was too busy talking to Mom.
Well, here's how it happened. Yes, I did. And how it happened, Blaine, is that the number 3 hitter, Errol Andrus, with Walsh at third on an 0-2 pitch, bounced one to Billy Boyer, who threw Andrus out, but the runner at third, Walsh, scored as the Colonel infield was playing back. There goes Carson. A pitch, a ball, the throw to second, not in time. Brandon Wood might have had Matt Carson. He's been able to hold that one-hop peg from Bobby Wilson, and it looked to me like that should have been a called strike 3 to Bryce Cartler. To be honest with you, I thought the curveball from Chris Hunter was a called strike 3, but Clint Mahon, the plate umpire, did not punch him out. And now Battle Creek all of a sudden could take the lead here in the 4th inning. Bryce Cartler's even on the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. A sharply hit grounder to Billy Boyer. He knocks it down, bare hands, throws it away, and Battle Creek takes the lead 2-1. A runner trying for second. Chris Hunter's throw in time. A runner out at second, but the Yankees take the lead on a Billy Boyer error at second base.
2-1.
Yes, that's right, Blaine. It's 2-1 Yankees. Here's what happened. After Carson stole second, Cartler hit one sharply to second. Billy Boyer knocked it down, picked it up, threw it away, threw wildly past Baltazar Lopez. Cartler scored, or rather Cartler reached. Carson scored all the way from second. Bryce Cartler then tried to go to second, and Chris Hunter, the pitcher, threw it down to the shortstop, and that play went 1-6. 1-6. Pitcher to shortstop to get Bryce Cartler. The Yankees score 2 in the top of the 4th inning. On 2 base hits, a walk, 1 critical Colonel error, and Battle Creek leaves the bases empty. We're going to the bottom of the 4th, and Battle Creek has now taken the lead over the Colonels 2-1. You're enjoying Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
Hey, Hawkeye football fans, Gary Dolphin here reminding you that tickets to the home games for the 2004 Iowa Hawkeyes are selling fast, really fast, so don't delay. Tickets are available for Iowa's throwback game against Kent State on September 4th, this year's homecoming game with Michigan State on October 2nd, and Iowa's dates with Purdue and Wisconsin in November. You can purchase your tickets over the telephone by calling 1-800-IA-HAWKS, online at HawkeyeSports.com, or in person at the Athletic Ticket Office inside Carver Hawkeye Arena, or at the Iowa City Coralville Guest Welcome Center inside Coral Ridge Mall. The Hawks also want me to remind you to join in the celebration of the 75th anniversary of Kinnick Stadium by purchasing a patch at your local Hy-Vee food store. The patch is a one-of-a-kind collectible that also offers a variety of benefits, including the opportunity to save $30 on the purchase of a pair of tickets to the throwback game. So don't delay. Purchase your Iowa football tickets and your patch today.
There is a one-stop service center for your car or truck. Webb's Transmission in Cedar Rapids, where Mike, Tracy, and the gang will take care of your automotive needs. Using a combination of experience, common sense, and computer diagnostics, Webb's Transmission will service your engine, transmission, perform brake and coolant service, or just about any routine maintenance. And now, Webb's Transmission offers injector cleaning. Webb's Transmission at the corner of J Street and 36th Avenue Southwest in Cedar Rapids.
Baltazar Lopez is even on the count 1-1 as we go to the bottom of the fourth. Blaine Gibson is wrapping his time up with us. And Blaine, on behalf of the Kernels, as Baltazar hits one off the end of the bat foul, out of play, 1-2. We want to thank you for all the positive comments you've had about Kernel baseball, not only this summer, but I guess you've kind of grown up in this new stadium, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
And we want to thank you for saying hi to your mom and being so pleasant with myself and the listeners. And a swing and a miss by Baltazar Lopez, and that is the fourth strikeout for right-hander Josh Smith. Blaine, let me give you a high recommendation for some Wells Blue Bunny ice cream if you get hungry a little bit later. It's absolutely the best.
Thank you.
And you're welcome to come up later tonight with Mom. You and your dad can stay the entire game and watch. You can go down. As long as you have that pink card, Blaine, you have full access to the broadcast booth.
Okay, well, we might come up, but I think we're going to go down.
Good. Any way you want to do it, Blaine. Thank you and your dad so much. Blaine Gibson on his birthday, completing his time with us, and it was sure great for Blaine and Barry to come up. And as we say, we hope they'll come back and forth or do whatever they want the rest of the evening. Blaine, thank you so much. Barry, we'll look forward to seeing you hopefully for the playoffs.
Bye.
Blaine, thank you so much.
See ya.
See you later.
Bye.
Matt Brown is even on the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. As Brownie bats with the bases empty, 1 away here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Matt flew out to deep center his first time up. And he pops one high in the air to the left side of the Yankee infield. Backpedaling is Nick Walsh, the third baseman, and on the edge of the dirt behind third in fair ground, Matt Brown's pop-up is caught. To put in perspective how high Brownie hit it, Matt was already at second base when Nick Walsh, the third baseman, caught it. Too many great opportunities fallen by the wayside. The story in this game, the Kernels have had so many chances in the first 3 innings to build a lead and trailed 2-1 after the Yankees took advantage of a leadoff walk and a Kernel error to surpass us with 2 in the fourth inning. Strike 1 in to switch hitting second baseman Billy Boyer. Billy chops or bounces one, grounds one to his counterpart at second, and a sidearm peg by Rafael Rodriguez, the second baseman, gets Billy Boyer. The lower third of the Kernel order goes quickly and in order in the bottom of the fourth inning. After 4, the Kernels trail Battle Creek 2-1. You're enjoying Kernel baseball on the Zone.
Kernels fans, your Cedar Rapids Taco Bell restaurants have something new for you to cheer about this season. A Taco Bell 10 spot. When the Kernels score 10 or more runs in any game this season, you'll score beef tacos for just 39 cents the very next day at any Cedar Rapids Taco Bell. That's a savings of 50 cents per taco, limit 10 per customer. Remember, when the Kernels put up a Taco Bell 10 spot by plating 10 or more runs in any game, you get up to 10 39-cent beef tacos the very next day at any Cedar Rapids Taco Bell.
Winning requires determination, energy, power. At Alliant Energy, we know the power of teamwork. Our team gives its all every day to deliver reliable power to you. We're committed to meet the growing needs of our customers. Delivering safe and environmentally friendly energy keeps us focused. Our dedication to serve our customers keeps us on our game. And that's a winning combination.
Alliant Energy, we're on for you.
Here's a fact about the new Veterans Memorial Stadium I bet you didn't know. All of the grounds surrounding our community's newest source of pride are maintained by Greg's Lawn Service. That's right, it's Greg's Lawn Service that provides you with that initial lift when you approach our magnificent new ballpark. Greg's Lawn Service can put their first-class signature on your yard, elevating it to the same immaculate condition you see around the stadium. Greg's Lawn Service, a cut above the rest since 1983.
2, but trail Battle Creek. Perhaps Battle Creek's going to be that one thorn in our side, that one team that we just can't figure out this year. That's what it seems like so far. They've whipped us 4 out of 5 times, and they have prevented us from taking a lead here early on and taking advantage of a Kernel error. Chris Hunter has pitched dynamite, and his first pitch is grounded weakly foul off the railing of the Kernel first base dugout by John Urich. Urich is the nephew of former Royal and Cardinal skipper Whitey Herzog. John's from Oklahoma State. And he loops one foul off to the left. Brooks will be joining us tomorrow. Brooks at bat, and Bob was noting, and I'd have to agree wholeheartedly, that the prolonged absence of Kernel All-Star second baseman Howie Kendrick is starting to take a major toll on our ball club. A high pop-up. Chris Hunter has time to point towards the mound where Matt Brown, point toward the ball, which lands into the glove of Matt Brown on the left side of the hill. Now, let's compare that to Matt Pauley's much lower pop-up to the pitcher Josh Smith of the Yankees. Smith just stood there in absolute bewilderment, wanting someone to come rescue him. And Bob, I'd be interested to get your comments about that, because I was just a ground ball base hit through the right side, a diving effort by Billy Boyer. Willie Vasquez has the third Yankee hit of this game as he cranked Chris Hunter's first pitch hard into right. Bob, for the life of me, we all modern day baseball babies the pitcher, and I don't know why pitchers seem to be immune or unable to catch a pop fly.
You would have thought that, hey, they've played ball long enough so you can catch a little fly ball, but the word is that pitcher is supposed to get out of the area, not be close, let the infielders fight it out.
And Chris Hunter did exactly that on the pop-up by John
He got
Urich,
over by the first baseline
and kept pointing to where the ball was. Matt Brown fought it out, as Bob said. He took priority and called it. Luis Robles fouls one off to the right. Now a double play ball to Brandon Wood. He underhands to Billy Boyer for one. On to first, and the Kernels turn 2, giving Battle Creek a taste of their own medicine to end the Yankee 5th inning. It went 6-4-3, and the Kernels will bat in the bottom of the 5th, only down by a run. No runs for the Yankees in the 5th. One hit, a one-out single. There were no Kernel errors. A double play ends the inning. Nobody left by the Yankees. They've only left one runner in 5 at-bats against Chris Hunter, who has pitched brilliantly. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Kernels down by a run, 2-1. This is Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
When we met, it's forget we would never forget the Ojanos. Now it's where mi amore and I dine in. We carry out the lunch, the dinner all the time for lasagna, ravioli, mandacati, cannelloni, tortellini, or try their delicious salads and sub sandwiches too. The Ojanos is the hometown taste of Italy. For your next meal with friends and a family, remember the Ojanos with 5 convenient locations for the pasta that makes you sing. There's a dream that lies in your heart to tell you you're one of a kind. It's your time to just be you. Rise up, be strong. Originality lasts a whole lot long. Nothing better. Dr. Pepper, the taste of originality. Dr. Pepper. Salute individuality.
Battle Creek on top 2-1. The Kernels scored their only run of this game on a one-out RBI double into right center by Bobby Wilson in the first inning. had runners at second and third with only one out, but couldn't add to their lead. The Kernels had 2 on, 1 out in the second inning. The Yankee right-hander Josh Smith got a double play. The Kernels loaded the bases with only 1 out in the third inning. A double play followed. We went down in order for the first time tonight in the fourth. Here we go to the bottom of the fifth inning, and the top of the order, Quan Cosby. Quan has walked and hit into a double play. Bob Brooks and I were discussing in the last half inning how Chris Hunter pointed to the sky. Here's a bunt over the backstop, foul. Strike one. We were discussing how pitchers are really babied and not a factor on the mound when it comes to pop-ups. And Bob, I think your point was well taken. A lot of times a pitcher, at least in Little League and high school oftentimes, is the best athlete on the field.
Usually.
Yeah. So why
you put your, certainly he's got the best arm.
That's right, or he wouldn't be on the mound. Strike 2 to Quan. Can't be too hard on Josh Smith. He's really pitched well tonight.
Yes, he has, and he's a big cookie out there. He looks like, you remember a pitcher for the Yankees by the name of Bob Turley?
Oh, sure. Bob, I sure do. I have a baseball card on him. An 0-2 pitch is drilled into center, but right at Harold Andrus. But I never saw Bob Turley pitch. Bob Turley must have been as... This guy looks like a sequoia out there. When Steve Renko, who's 6'8", came out to talk to him, Renko looked him right between the eyes.
Well, I was amazed, too, looking at the roster that they listed him at 6'4", 220. Not exactly. Those are Steinbrenner numbers.
They've got to be. A line shot by Matt Pauley right at the shortstop, Willie Vasquez. The Kernels hitting in very tough luck so far here in the fifth inning. 2 hard-hit balls, but right at Yankee fielders. And that is now 6 in a row retired by Josh Smith. Bob, what kind of pitcher was Bob Turley? Was he with those great Yankee teams of the 50s?
Yes, and he was a big, strong 9-inning thrower. And about that size.
Boy, oh boy. This kid's from Texas. Brandon Wood takes a fastball, and it's right on.
Brandon did something there that the others have not been doing in this 6-string out situation. That is, they've been swinging at that first pitch.
Brandon laces one into center. Andrus drifts back and has it. 3 hard-hit balls by the Kernels, and nothing to show for it in the bottom of the fifth inning.
So Brandon hits the second pitch. I'd make this guy work a little harder.
Well, let's hope the Kernels make those adjustments that Bob is suggesting through 5 innings with our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question coming next. It's 2-1 Yankees, and this is Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Boy, Bob, we've got to make adjustments.
Toyota Financial Services and the Kernels would like to thank the legions of parents throughout the community who are encouraging and helping their children to read this summer. The time and attention you spend supporting your child's reading effort means the world to them. Toyota Financial Services and the Kernels thank you for making a true difference in the welfare of your children. From helping them pick out their books to initialing their bookmarks and bringing them to the stadium to get their reading rewards, from Toyota Financial Services, you're the best.
Hi, this is Dave Town with Five Seasons Transportation and Parking. Do you ever wonder if it's safe to send your child on the bus? It is, and here's a few reasons why. All the buses in Cedar Rapids are equipped with security cameras, so the drivers always know what's happening behind them. The buses also have global positioning systems, or GPS, which means they can be tracked at any time by satellite. Does that surprise you? It shouldn't. Five Seasons Transportation takes safety very seriously, and we've taken many steps to make sure your child will have a safe, easy ride every time they take the bus. Even when your child isn't on the bus, Five Seasons Transportation is helping keep them safe by using pollution-free biodiesel and alcohol fuels, Iowa products that help keep the air clean. And if your child is ever in trouble, they can always flag down a bus for help. I'm Dave Town, and I like to think of the bus as a traveling safety cocoon, motoring along Cedar Rapids streets. And keep in mind, if the bus is that safe and easy for your child, maybe you should think about riding the bus to work. Affordable, convenient, and safe. That's the bus. Ride it.
2-1 Battle Creek. The Yankees got a leadoff walk in the fourth inning from their leadoff batter, the first man to reach it against Chris Hunter. A couple of hits, the difference in the game, that walk and a Kernel error, and some real squandered opportunities in the first 3 innings by the ball club. The Yankees send up Rafael Rodriguez, who homered here last night, and a curveball is inside and almost hit the right-handed batter. Ball 1. Bob Brooks and I were just absolutely almost dumbfounded about what a beautiful evening it is here tonight. Bob, I have been here 9 years. I've lived in the Midwest most of my life. This is the mildest summer I can remember.
Well, it isn't over yet.
Good point. August can be awfully steamy once school starts. A 1-1 pitch is now inside to Rafael Rodriguez, a right-handed batter. 23-year-old Utah right-hander Chris Hunter almost hit the batter. He did nip him, apparently, according to the plate umpire, and that's a bad start when you hit the number 9 hitter to start an inning, but that's what's happened. The batter, Nick Walsh, just nipped him, Bob, just nipped him. I got some news kind of half... I got some news, Bob, that I wondered if you've heard about yet, and if it's true, it's great news, about a naming rights deal for Sec Taylor Stadium.
Oh, yes. I think the Principal Financial Group named it. Sec Taylor was a Des Moines Register sports writer and did a lot to bring baseball to Des Moines. Did a lot of... well, he was Mr. Everything.
Okay.
He was the promoter of the franchise. He was the publicitor. He was the sports editor of the Register.
My goodness.
He was also a Big 8 football official.
He was involved.
And he used to show you how things have progressed, if you want to call it that. He not only would ref a football game, but he would write the game story.
My goodness.
Well, who had a closer look than the referee?
That's true. What an enlightening story. I had no idea who Sec Taylor was. It's 0-2 to Nick Walsh. He tried to bunt his way on, or tried to sacrifice. He missed, and then a strike from Chris Hunter. Now, will the name of the stadium be will it now be Prudential Financial Stadium?
Yes.
Okay. In Des Moines.
In Des Moines.
Well, then...
And they're going to apply a, say, $2.5 million deal, as I understand it. And the financial situation was that they would give them the funding, but they had to put the funds in escrow.
Oh.
So that would go into stadium renovation.
Well, to me, that's the ideal situation.
Yeah.
To have that in escrow to grow interest, and then when you have more money from your gate receipts, your advertising, and your concession and souvenir sales, you can have that money in hand. A pop foul into the third base stands, and it's still 0-2 to left-handed hitting Walsh, and he bloops one into right. I'll be darned. It's going to fall for a base hit, and Billy Boyer makes a terrific play to retrieve it and keep the runner, Rafael Rodriguez, the lead runner, from going to third. Nick Walsh on an 0-2 pitch dumps it into shallow right, and the Battle Creek Yankees are in business. They have runners at first and second with nobody out, and the heart of their order coming up. Let's get you primed and ready for your chance to earn a $5 gift certificate to the Springhouse Family Restaurant. Bob, do you think Van Metren will be bunting here?
I would think so.
He hasn't tipped his...
But it doesn't look like it.
Well, he didn't tip his hand as Hunter spun and looked the lead runner, Rodriguez, back to second.
Cedar Rapids has converted 2 double plays here tonight, so
we could sure use another. Van Metren now squares, pulls the bat back, and swings and misses. Strike one. He may have been just a little bit too cute for that situation.
Well, he faked himself out.
Exactly. He pulled the bat back and then swung at a Chris Hunter pitch in the dirt for strike one. Now a long look down at third. This is a big, big pivotal point in this game. 2-1 Yankees. They have runners at first and second with nobody out, and their number 2 hitter waiting for the 0-1. In the dirt, ball one. If you've been one of our previous 55 Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question winners, That's great. Please don't call in this evening, however. That'll allow all the other great Kernel fans who are tuned in their fair shake at a $5 gift certificate from the Springhouse. Hunter to Van Metren. A bunt, and it was fouled, and it got Bobby Wilson, and Bobby is hobbling a little bit. He's all right. I bet it got him on the inside of the right. Well, I don't know. Might have been his right foot or his right.
Could have been his instep.
Yeah, Bobby's all right. I know his dad and his neighbors and his brother Richard listen to every Kernel game, and we want to assure the Wilsons that Bobby's doing fine. He's bent over home plate trying to get his breath back. That'll give us a chance to remind you of one of the signature dishes. In fact, it's the best seller at the Springhouse, a hot beef sandwich served on bread with mashed potatoes and smothered with gravy. I know. It's making me hungry too, Bob.
Why don't they send some of that out here to the ballpark?
Oh, boy, that would be good right at this time. Ball 2 is high to the Yankee right-handed hitter from Stanford, Jason Van Metren. Oh, for a pop-up double player strikeout in this situation. Hunter looks at the runner at second and delivers a high pop foul onto the Miller mezzanine terrace. We'll give you our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question as this sixth inning unfolds, but you have the ground rules. If you've won before, that's great. Please don't call in and help yourself to that signature dish, the best seller at the Springhouse, the hot beef sandwich served on bread with mashed potatoes and smothered with gravy. The next delivery. A check swing roller to the mound. Hunter throws to second, out, and throw to third. That runner, safe, and it's first and third with one out, and Chris Hunter knew what he wanted to do, and that is throw to second. Billy Boyer had that runner waltz right in on top of him. Billy could not complete the double play.
No, he couldn't, but Brandon Wood followed it up with a heady play. He faked the throw over to first and then whirled, and if the fellow rounds third, he's going to get caught. Tried to pick him off there, and the coach at third base made him stay his ground, so consequently he was still on the bag. But
it was a good play, and I mistakenly said it went Hunter to Boyer. Bob's right, it went Hunter to Wood. 1-6 for the force out of Walsh. Van Metren reaches on the fielder's choice, and it's first and third. A swing and a miss by the leading RBI man for this Battle Creek Ball Club, Errol Andrus, a switch hitter batting left. The Kernels have a right-hander up in their bullpen, and that looks like Alan Buckley. The Yankees also have a right-hander up in their bullpen. 2-1 Battle Creek, one out, first and third. Andrus, a comebacker. Chris Hunter to second. Out. Wood to first. Got a ball and a big collision, Bob, at second base.
There have been several big collisions at second base tonight, and we mentioned early that the Kernels had already had two solid double plays. Now they have a third.
That was a beautiful double play, and again, Chris Hunter knew what to do when that comebacker from Andrus reached him. He whirled and threw to the shortstop, and then Brandon Wood on to first. It went 1-6-3.
Another thing about Chris Hunter with that throw, when he pivots and sets, he gives him a solid fastball over there.
He smoked it.
That's the way to do it, and Brandon's got a fine arm, and he then had a great shot. He was out of the play by the time the throw got there because the pitcher's throw was crisp.
Oh, that was the key to it, is Hunter's decisiveness. Now, your chance to earn a $5 gift certificate from the Springhouse. We also have a new hurler for the Battle Creek Yankees we'll be reporting on. But first, here we go. As a rookie on the 1998 World Champion Yankees, he attained instant stardom by belting 10 home runs in just 27 games. As a rookie on the 1998 World Champion Yankees, he attained instant stardom by belting 10 home runs in just 27 games. He's now with the crosstown New York Mets. Who is he? 896-7589. 896-7589. 896-7589. We go to the bottom of the sixth inning, and it's Battle Creek 2 and the Kernels 1. This is Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Very good. Hello? Yes, your name.
Nobody tells Kara what to do, how to dress. Her independence. That's what I love about her. We do plenty together, but she doesn't want to be attached at the hip. She is one of a kind.
Your love is like no other. Shouldn't her diamond be just as unique?
I wouldn't be buying this diamond ring if she were like all the other girls I dated.
Introducing the Couchette, a diamond that looks like no other. It's neither round nor square. Kind of square round, if you will.
You know, she loves horses. She wants to ride hers to the wedding ceremony.
The Couchette is cut like no other diamond, to give off more light, more fire, more brilliance than ever before possible. There's nothing quite like it. Wait till she sees this. Couchette, the new shape for romance.
The Couchette Diamond is available exclusively at Siepke Hoyt Jewelers, 1st Avenue on Collins Road Northeast, Cedar Rapids.
Tune in each Saturday morning from 9 a.m. until 10 for the Zone's Coach's Corner. It's Eastern Iowa's only year-round coaches show. Join me, Scott Unash, along with Pinky Primrose, as high school coaches from the metro and the area discuss the big games and their teams. That's the Zone's Coach's Corner program, each Saturday morning from 9 until 10, live from Arena, 685 Marion Boulevard, between Collins Road and Blair's Ferry Road in Marion. Only here on your prep sports leader, the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600, KCRG.
We have a new hurler taking over for Battle Creek. He's a right-hander, Richard Barkley, B-A-R-K-L-E-Y, just like Charles. He takes over for the starter, Josh Smith, who went 5 strong innings. 1-1 to Bobby Wilson. Strike 2 on the outside corner. Bobby has doubled in the only Kernel run. It came back in the second inning, and he walked in the third. Josh Smith went 5 innings for the Yankees and gave us just 1 run on 4 hits. Richard Barkley delivers and a swing and a miss on a changeup way outside. Bobby Wilson retired for the first time. Smith struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, and he walked 3. It's 2-1 Battle Creek. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Bob Brooks is alongside, and we have a winner to congratulate in our Springhouse Family Restaurant trivia question. Kirk Uveline, U-L-V-E-L-I-N-G, Kirk, K-I-R-K, Uveline, with the correct answer to our our Springhouse Family Restaurant baseball trivia question. We asked all of you to name the rookie on the 1998 World Champion Yankees who attained instant stardom by belting 10 home runs in just 27 games, 67 at-bats. Kirk Uveline knew it was Shane Spencer. Shane Spencer was the toast of the town in the Big Apple when he did that back in 1998. It's 0-2 to Warner Madrigal.
For the Battle Creek Yankees pitcher out of Texas, out of the University of Texas, who is 6'4", 220 or 6'7", 245, and you're in the month of August and you're only pitching into the 5th inning, you've had something go wrong with your arm or elbow or wrist or something, because obviously he's on a pitch count.
And I'll tell you what it is, Bob. You've hit the nail right on the head as Warner Madrigal is called out on strikes. Boy, we just can't do anything against the Battle Creek pitching staff that's ranked 10th in the 14-team Midwest League, a 4.16 ERA. We're hitting .216 against this pitching staff in 5 games, and we're trailing 2-1 here tonight in the bottom of the 6th inning. Richard Barkley has struck out the first 2 Kernels. And, Bob, the reason they did lift Josh Smith, thankfully it wasn't because of an injury, but he's transitioning from the role of a relief pitcher to that of a starter. And that's why he only went 5 and had that pitch count you alluded to.
Well, if that was the case, I'd still be pitching you.
Yes, and that's another reason why the game has changed. And
that's right.
My opinion, it's changed for the worse. This pitcher, Richard Barkley, is only on for the 4th time this year. No record. And he's in relief of the fellow Bob was talking about, the University of Texas Longhorn, Josh Smith. 2 away in the Kernels' 6th inning. And a high pop foul off to the right by Blake Balcom. He's nothing for 2. The Kernels, as Bob said, have turned 3 double plays, and Battle Creek has turned 2 double plays. And what a double play started by Colonel starter Chris Hunter to keep it a 1-run game. After he hit the leadoff man in the 6th, the next man singled. And it looked like we were in big trouble. A ground ball to the left side, and it's cut off by Nick Walsh, who throws out Blake Balcom. The Kernels have not had a base runner since Warner Madrigal walked back in the 3rd inning.
Nick Walsh is out of Arizona State and has had solid collegiate experience, and he went to his left very, very well. Hey, Coach, I'll see you tomorrow.
Bob, Brooks at bat at 6:40.
Yeah.
Okay. Bob, thank you so much, and let's hope for a rally.
I'll get up at 6:30, and I'll be here at 6:40.
Okay. Sounds good to us. Bob Brooks is going to join us again for Brooks at bat tomorrow, and thanks to Bob for coming on in this evening. We really appreciate it. We go to the top of the 7th inning, and it's 2-1 Yankees. This is Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Hey, man, what's up? Just getting ready to kick your butt. Right. And mess up your hair? You just wish you could look this good. No, nothing but that. Hey, I'm a busy guy. I don't have time to make my hair look as good as yours. I mean, who has time to schedule an appointment, let alone show up for it? Not me. I just go to Cost Cutters. I can get in whenever it's convenient for me. Nice shot. Yeah. So you're telling me you just walk into Cost Cutters and come out looking good? Well, for some of us, that comes naturally. But Cost Cutters makes it easier. They can do anything you want. A cool cut, even some color, and get some of that styling gel stuff to keep you looking good. Like me. Oh, so that's why your hair never moves. Oh, you're funny. Cost Cutters. Thanks, man. This will save me some time. Great. Then you'll have time to work on your game. Oh, yeah, that's funny.
Are you a busy guy? Save yourself time and walk into one of our area's 12 Cost Cutters whenever it's convenient for you. Then relax, because Cost Cutters will make things easy and affordable for you.
Cost Cutters. Live your life. We always have time for your hair.
Dun, 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 dun,
da 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 da! Hey, call the A-Team! Hey, Matt, thanks for having us over for the game, but, we could have had it at my house. My TV is bigger, and my AC works.
I thought you were supposed to get that fixed while your wife was out of town this week.
Oh, man, I totally forgot, and she's coming home tomorrow. She's gonna kill you. What am I gonna do?
You need to call the A-Team.
The A-Team?
Yeah, Ahern Plumbing and Heating. They can get your service in 24 hours, guaranteed.
I better call Ahern Plumbing and Heating right away.
Chris Hunter's pitched magnificently. He set sail in the top of the 7th, and a 1-0 pitch is blooped toward the Kernel first base dugout. Bobby Wilson sliding right into the Kernel first base dugout. It lands on top of the Kernel first base dugout. Strike 1 to Matt Carson. Alan Buckley continues to warm up in the Kernel right field bullpen. This is one of the fastest played games of the season. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Battle Creek leading. As a result of an unearned run, they scored back in the 4th inning. Chris Hunter with the next pitch, and it's grounded off his glove into center for a leadoff single. Matt Carson is up to his old tricks. He has owned Kernel pitching, and he has his 2nd straight hit. This one was lined right underneath the glove. In fact, Chris Hunter got a piece of it, but it was hit too hard, smashed off his glove into center, and the Yankees have their leadoff man aboard here in the top of the 7th inning. 2-1 Battle Creek. We haven't had a chance to check the State Farm Major League scoreboard yet. And lo and behold, we're going to have that chance here in the Yankee 7th inning. The State Farm Major League scoreboard brought to you by State Farm Insurance agents Lanny Peterson, Al Shetler, Gary Schubat, and Dale Thompson. A throw to first, Carson with 14 steals and 19 tries back safely. Let's start in the American League on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. They're in the bottom of the 9th. At Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, and Seattle and the Devil Rays are tied at 1. In the Bronx, the parent club of our opponents, these Battle Creek Yankees, the New York Yankees, are stomping Toronto 11-3 in the bottom of the 8th. Ball 1 is low. to left-handed hitting Bryce Cartler. Top of the 7th at the Metrodome. A's 1, Twins nothing. Our parent club, the 2002 World Champion Angels, on top of the Royals 3-0 in the top of the 6th inning. That's at Kauffman Stadium. Cartler holds the bat straight up and down like a Roman candle and has no bend in his knees. Hunter fires to first, and back safely is the speedster, Matt Carson. We're looking at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. And at Comiskey Park, the White Sox trail the Tribe 3-1 in the bottom of the 6th. Cartler wraps one hard into right. That's a base. It hit the runner. It hit the runner. It's a base hit for Bryce Cartler. The Kernels get a huge, huge break. Matt Carson is out, and Cartler has a single and a putout to Billy Boyer. A ground ball hit Matt Carson off the bat of Bryce Cartler. 1 out here in the 7th inning. And that is a huge, huge play in this game. Bryce Cartler singling, and Matt Carson is out. A put out for Billy Boyer. 1 on, 1 out. And I mean, that was a huge break for the Kernels. Now John Urich is at the plate. Urich is 0 for 2 tonight. Baltimore is taking apart the Rangers tonight at Camden Yards. 9-0 Orioles. They're only in the top of the 6th inning. And in the bottom of the 7th at Comerica Park, the Tigers with a 4-3 lead over the Red Sox. There goes the runner, a swing and a miss. Bobby Wilson throws to second, not in time. I thought they'd call interference on the batter. I think they have. The batter interfered with Bobby Wilson, and now a big, big argument has erupted. A big argument has erupted with Bill Mosiello, the Yankee skipper, charging out to the plate umpire. They have sent the runner back to first. He had stolen second, and Bill Mosiello is going to be tossed from this game. He's claiming that that Urich swung and that he did nothing to interfere with Bobby Wilson. Bobby's throw was not in time to get the base runner Cartler, and Bill Mosiello, the Battle Creek skipper, is on his way to being tossed out of this game if he doesn't tone it down just a little bit. Listen to the crowd. 2-1 Yankees. Mosiello has lost the argument with the plate umpire. Bill Mosiello thought that Bryce Cartler was entitled to a follow-through on his swing. The batter is out, I believe, or is it just a strike? Cartler will not leave. They've called him out. And now he, dejectedly shaking his head, appeals to the plate umpire for some sort of second chance. It's a put-out for Bobby Wilson on Bryce Cartler. A put-out for Bobby Wilson. And you'll very rarely see in professional baseball a stranger back-to-back plays, a ground ball that hit a runner for an out, and then Bryce Cartler appearing to steal second, sent back to first John Urich is called out. Now a pitch ripped foul past first. John Urich is called out. Bryce Cartler, it's not a strikeout, it's an unassisted put-out for Bobby Wilson. Bryce Cartler is at first with 2 out, top of the 7th inning. National League State Farm Major League scoreboard. Bottom of the 7th inning. Brewers 4, Marlins 4 at Pro Player Stadium. The Astros lead Montreal at Minute Maid Park 2-0 in the top of the 5th. Willie Vasquez narrowly missed an extra base hit. The runner goes, a pitch low, the throw to second. In time, runner out at second base. Brandon Wood took the throw from Bobby Wilson. Bryce Cartler caught stealing. It goes Wilson to Wood, 2-6, and 7 magnificent innings from Chris Hunter. In the 7th, no runs for the Yankees, 2 hits, a runner hit by a grounder, a batter called out on catcher's interference. There were no Colonel errors. Battle Creek leaves the bases empty. And we go now to the bottom of the 7th. We'll continue with the National League on the State Farm Major League scoreboard when we return after 6.5, it's 2-1 in favor of the Yankees. This is Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
A prediction made 40 years ago has come true.
Plastics will rule the world!
Whether it's your favorite beverage, shampoo, prescription, medicine, or detergent, it probably comes in a plastic container. What should you do with all of those plastic containers when they're empty? Rinse them out and recycle them. By placing your plastic containers in your blue recycling box, you're helping save landfill space and natural resources. Cedar Rapids Solid Waste and Recycling Services thanks you for recycling your plastic containers.
None of us can do anything about a bad day, but we can make certain nothing happens to all of our tomorrows. Take everything out of the hands of chance with a well-planned insurance program tailored specifically to your needs. Phil Andrews, your local Pekin insurance agent at Weidenhammer Andrews Agency, is an expert in insurance matters. Phil Andrews will develop the right insurance plan for your home, car, business, and life. Depend on Phil Andrews, your hometown professional with Pekin Insurance.
Knowing who you are is important. At Kirkwood Community College, we know who we are. We are accessibility. We are quality. We are opportunity. We are community. Who are you? We can help you learn. Kirkwood.edu.
Bottom of the 7th inning, the Kernels looking for their first base runner since a one-out walk to Warner Madrigal that loaded the bases back in the 3rd inning. Since then, 10 straight Kernel hitters have fallen by the wayside. Lower third of the Kernel order in the bottom of the 7th, Lopez, Brown, and Boyer. It's 2-1 in favor of Battle Creek. Baltazar Lopez facing right-hander Richard Barkley. Barkley pitched for the Frontier League Richmond Ball Club last year. He was 0-3 in 6 starts, a 3.27 ERA. Richard Barkley delivers, and a high pop-up into shallow center. Going back is the second baseman. The shortstop, though, calls him off, and Willie Vasquez, heading towards right center field, makes the grab. Baltazar Lopez, first pitch swinging, is popped out to shallow right center. The shortstop, Vasquez, at the last moment, guarded behind Rafael Rodriguez, the second baseman, and gloved it. And that is now 11 straight Kernels that have been retired. We're looking for our first hit since the 2nd inning and our first base runner since the 3rd inning. A night of frustration at the plate for the Kernels, who trail it 2-1 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Matt Brown is now at the plate. Strike one on the outside corner from Richard Barkley. Continuing our look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard in the National League, the Mets at Busch Stadium lead the Cardinals 2-1 in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Reds on top of the Rockies 4-2, and that's in the bottom of the 2nd inning at Coors Field. Later tonight, the Braves and Diamondbacks at Bank One Ballpark, the Pirates and Padres in San Diego, the Dodgers host the Phillies, and the Cubs visit SBC Park to play the Giants. A 1-1 pitch is hammered foul into the net. Strike 2 on Matt Brown. Isn't it strange how one team can give you all sorts of fits you never expected? And that team this season for the Kernels, the Battle Creek Yankees. They have been monsters against us. Matt checks his swing on a curve from Barkley outside. It's 2-2. Battle Creek has a right-hander up in their bullpen. They have the leader in saves in the league, Paul Thorpe. And we'll see if that is Paul Thorpe warming up. It appears to be Paul Thorpe. A high drive down the line and left. Near the line, it's a foul ball, and what a catch in foul ground by Jason Van Metren. Matt Brown hit it about 290 feet down the left field line. Van Metren caught the foul ball right against the wall that juts out as part of the Randy Keel Confidence Picnic Pavilion. And that's 12 straight Kernels that have now been retired. 12 in a row retired. by Battle Creek pitching. My goodness. Billy Boyer at the plate. Swings hard and misses. Strike one. Josh Smith pitched 5 innings and only allowed 1 run on 4 hits. Richard Barkley has pitched an inning and 2/3 of perfect baseball. He misses low to Billy Boyer, ball 1. 2-1, Battle Creek. The difference in the game, a 2-out error committed at second base. Boyer lines one into right center for extra bases. Billy make it. Oh, it's cut off by the right fielder for only a single. A fine play by Matt Carson. There he is again, hurting the Kernels. Billy Boyer ripped one into right center. Somehow Matt Carson got over into the right center field alley, backhanded it, and kept Billy Boyer from getting what I thought would be a sure double and maybe a triple. Matt Carson cutting it off with a backhanded stop in right center to prevent Billy Boyer from getting into scoring position. I hope Billy is running. He's 1 for 4 in stolen base attempts. Let's hope he can steal second to get into scoring position. Swing and a miss by Quan Cosby, strike one. Quan is walked, hit into a double play, and lined to center. The Kernels have their first base runner since the 3rd inning, and our first hit since the 2nd inning. And this big crowd comes alive. We'll have our kernel of wisdom for you in the 8th inning. What will the score be? Right now it's 2-1 Battle Creek, 2 out, tying run at first. Billy Boyer, ball 1 low to Quan Cosby. Barkley delivers just low, a changeup. Quan Cosby with 2 homers, 28 RBIs, a switch hitter batting left with a .253 average, is at the plate with the tying run at first. Billy Boyer, 2 out. Let's see if Bobby Magallanes tries to jumpstart this Kernel offense with a hit and run. No, Boyer not running. Ball 3 taken away by Quan Cosby. It's now 3-1 to Quan. Former Midwest League pitcher Matt Clement will be on the hill tonight for the Cubs as they take on the Giants at SBC Park. In on the grass at third is Nick Walsh. Quan loops one into shallow left. Easy for Jason Van Meter, and he's there, and the inning is over. Billy Boyer is stranded at first, and the Kernel's 7th has come to an end. No runs. A 2-out single, our first hit since the 2nd inning. There were no Battle Creek errors. The Kernels leave a runner and have stranded 6. After 7, can you believe it? We were shut out 3-0 last night. We trail tonight 2-1. This is Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
I love running, but I hate the gym. I love arugula, rain, and swing dancing. My friends think I'm nuts, but I'm not like anybody else. Neither is my diamond.
Introducing a diamond like no other in the world. The Cushette, an entirely new shape. It's neither round nor square, but a little of both.
It's funny. My mother used to say, why can't you just be like everybody else?
The Cushette defies all the conventional rules in diamond cutting to give off more light, more fire, more brilliance than ever before possible.
I'm not going to walk down the street and see myself coming and going.
The new Cushette Diamond, a rare and unexpected beauty.
Are you talking about me?
Cushette, the new shape for romance.
The Cushette Diamond is available exclusively at Cedar Hoyt Jewelers, 1st Avenue and Collins Road Northeast, Cedar Rapids.
The Crown Plaza 5 Seasons is Cedar Rapids' exclusive downtown hotel. Make plans to experience a spectacular view from the top of the 5 restaurant. Start your day off with us for breakfast, or make a lasting impression on your business associates by treating them to our signature lunch buffet that changes daily. For any occasion, enjoy an elegant dinner or the Eddie Picard Jazz Trio in the city's only rooftop restaurant. The Crown Plaza 5 Seasons Top of the Five.
It's just after 9 o'clock, and we're reminding you that you're enjoying Kernel Baseball on the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600, KCRG. Chris Hunter is out there for the 8th inning. Chris Hunter has pitched a brilliant ball game. 2-1 Battle Creek, the difference in the game, an unearned run posted by the visitors in their 2-run 4th inning. The Kernel only run came back in the very first inning. Ball one is outside. The switch hitter shortstop, Willie Vasquez. He grounds one sharply past the diving Kernel shortstop, Brandon Wood, into left field for a leadoff single. The Yankees have their leadoff man aboard for the 3rd straight inning. Willie Vasquez lashing one sharply in the hole past the shortstop, Brandon Wood. 4,912. That's our attendance tonight. 4,912 on a perfect Friday night for baseball. A throw to first, and Vasquez is back. Willie has tried to steal 5 times. He's only been successful once. Luis Robles may be bunting. Robles is nothing for 2, a 179 right-handed hitting catcher. He is bunting, a pitch out, ball one. Our Kernel of Wisdom looks back at a fella, a lefty, who is known for being one of the wildest pitchers, lack of control, but yet very successful. Tommy Byrne. Tommy Byrne, B-Y-R-N-E, a Yankee lefty, led the American League in walks 3 straight seasons. A bunt, and Robles gets it down perfectly. Baltazar Lopez spins and tosses to Billy Boyer for the out of Luis Robles. And isn't it refreshing to see a well-executed bunt, even though it was by the opposition? Robles is out, 3-4. Lopez to Billy Boyer. But Willie Vasquez is in scoring position for Rafael Rodriguez. Alan Buckley back on his feet, warming up in the Kernel right field bullpen. Yankee lefty Tommy Byrne led the American League in walks 3 straight seasons, 1949, 1950, 1951. The lefty issued over 150 walks in all 3 of those seasons. Yet he was 15-7 in 1949 and 15-9 in 1950. A ground ball hit sharply to Matt Brown, and he throws out Rafael Rodriguez. Boy, Rodriguez hit a one-hop bullet, and Matt Brown held his ground at third, looked the runner Vasquez back to second, and Rafael Rodriguez is gone for the second out of the Yankee 8th inning. They lead it 2-1. Even though Tommy Byrne was one of the most wild pitchers in the big leagues, his career record was 85-69. 72 of his 85 wins came with the Yankees. And wait till I give you some of his walk totals compared to innings pitched. In 1948, he walked 101 batters in just 133 2/3 innings. That's what lefty Tommy Byrne did. Ball one high and away to Nick Walsh. Now a wild pitch, and a runner goes to third, Willie Vasquez. The ball in the dirt skipped off the mid of Bobby Wilson. And now there's a runner at third with 2 out as Chris Hunter tries to keep it a 1-run game here in the 8th inning. Tommy Byrne, who won 15 games despite leading the league in walks. He won 15 in 1949, 15 in 1950. He walked 179 batters in 196 innings, but yet won 15 games in 1949. Byrne left the Yankees in the 1951 season to join the woeful St. Louis Browns for a year and a half. Then he was with the White Sox and Senators in 1953, came back with the Yankees, finished his career as a Yankee, and won 16 games in 1955 for the Yankees. Tommy Byrne. Wild but effective. the subject of our Kernel of Wisdom. Chris Hunter intentionally walked Nick Walsh. Now listen to the hand for Chris Hunter. Chris Hunter is lifted after pitching his heart out here tonight. He walks Nick Walsh intentionally, and Alan Buckley has come on to take over here in the top of the 8th inning. Chris Hunter goes 7 2/3 and allows 2 runs, only 1 earned on 7 hits in 7 2/3. Chris Hunter struck out 3, and he walked only 2, 1 intentionally. He also hit a batter. So Chris Hunter deserves a better fate tonight. He will not get a win, even though he deserves one. 7 2/3, 2 runs so far, only 1 earned on 7 hits. Hunter struck out 3, walked 2, and hit a batter. Coming on in relief, answering the U.S. Cellular call to the bullpen, is right-hander Alan Buckley. Alan last pitched Wednesday in Peoria. He went 1/3 of an inning, gave up a run on 2 hits, struck out none, walked none. Alan Buckley was our dugout interview guest recently on our 7-game road trip to Kane County and Peoria, and he wanted to make sure that every time he comes in that we say hello to his grandfather down in Mississippi. Alan is taking over under pressure, as is the case most times for a relief pitcher. Alan Buckley has put together a very strong season out of the Kernel bullpen. Alan is 2-0, on for the 38th time this year with a save and a 4.47 ERA. In 54 1/3, Allen has given up 54 hits, struck out 46 men in 54 1/3, walked 26, the league hitting .256 against Alan Buckley. Runners at first and third. Another big moment in this game with the Kernels trailing 2-1. Jason Van Metren to face Alan Buckley with the game essentially on the line. Van Metren is 1 for 3. A curve, and he moves out of the way, ball 1 inside. First and third for Battle Creek, 2 out. Top of the 8th inning, the Yankees clinging to a 2-1 lead with 4,912 looking on. Allen from the stretch is set and drops a curveball in for strike 1. Allen told us that when he's going good, his ball has a natural sink to it. And I said, well, how do you put the sink on it, Allen? And he said, well, it's just something that comes naturally when I'm pitching well. Strike 2 called on the outside corner. And Van Metren took that curve. He's in the hole, 1-2. Remember, the Battle Creek Yankees have the top closer in the league, Paul Thorpe. He has 21 saves. 2 out, 2 on. The runner from first goes, and a pitch swatted foul up into the first base sweep. It's still 1-2 to Jason Van Metren. Boy, did Chris Hunter pitch his heart out here tonight. He was fantastic. And now Bobby Wilson steps out in front of the plate to flash a battery of signals to his infielders, so they'll know what he's going to do should Nick Walsh light out for second base again. Walsh is at first. Willie Vasquez is at third. Jason Van Metren swings and misses, strike 3. Alan Buckley keeps the Kernels only 1 run down in this game. Huge strikeout of Van Metren by Kernel reliever Alan Buckley. That'll bring a big smile to his grandfather's face down in Mississippi. No runs for the Yankees in the 8th. 1 hit, no Kernel errors, a walk. Battle Creek leaves 2. They've only stranded 4. And after 7.5, the Yankees still on top of the Kernels. 2-1. You're enjoying Kernel baseball on the Zone.
At Zimmerman's, we believe that the voice of the customer speaks the loudest. Let's hear what our customers have to say.
We chose Zimmerman because our family has been buying cars
I guess we're probably the third generation to buy cars here at Zimmerman's.
My family's bought 18 cars at Zimmerman's. 18. I ought to get a little bonus or something, wouldn't I?
We build our reputation on one satisfied customer at a time. On behalf of everyone at Zimmerman's, I want to thank you for your business.
When searching for a professional logistics team of experts to handle your warehousing operations, look to Worley Warehousing. Worley Warehousing will help you achieve greater efficiencies by providing superior warehouse facilities, technological advancements, and expert professionals. By focusing on technological innovations and keen foresight, Worley Warehousing has grown into one of our nation's leading warehousing operations. Worley Warehousing, your single source for all of your warehousing and distribution needs.
When it comes to fun in the new Veterans Memorial Stadium, nothing compares to the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM Home Run Hot Tub. As you bask in the soothing comfort of the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM Home Run Hot Tub, you'll be taking in the action from a breathtaking perch just above the left field wall. Register for your chance to be drawn as the winner of the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM Home Run Hot Tub by visiting Westdale Mall.
Bottom of the eighth inning, and thanks to Chris Hunter and Alan Buckley, the Kernels are just a run down to the Yankees, who bring in a right-hander, Randy Vanderplow. Randy Vanderplow is the second relief pitcher used by the Yankees this evening. Richard Barkley, 2 innings of shutout relief of starter Josh Smith. In his 2 innings, Barkley allowed 1 hit, struck out 2, walked none. Randy Vanderplow is working for just the 4th time this year. No record, no saves. He's only pitched 6 innings. Randy Vanderplow will face the heart of the Kernel order here in this bottom of the 8th inning. And wouldn't it be something if the Kernels could bring this near-capacity crowd of over 4,900 to a state of frenzy with a rally? Randy Vanderplow is a 24-year-old right-hander. The Yankees signed him out of the Independent League, the Frontier League. A late called strike one to Matt Pauley. Vanderplow is pitching with the Springfield Ozark Ducks in the Frontier League. That's down in Southwest. A bunt by Pauley, foul ball, barehanded by the catcher, Luis Robles, and that's how desperate the Kernels are to try to get a base runner. Matt Pauley facing a right-hander. You'd think the left-handed batter would be trying to swing away, but Matt's in the hole now, 0-2, as he tried to bunt his way on. The Springfield Ozark Ducks play where Bob Zimmerman went to college, Southwest Missouri State. That's where the Yankees found right-hander Randy Vanderplow. Remember, Battle Creek has the top closer in the league with 21 saves, Paul Thorpe. But I don't see him warming up yet. Somebody's down in the Yankee bullpen playing light toss. Strike 3 called to Matt Pauley. A curveball throws him, and a strike at the knees. 1 gone in the Kernel 8th inning. And a three-pitch strikeout for Randy Vanderplow. That may be Paul Thorpe warming up in the Battle Creek left field bullpen. Yes, it is. Paul Thorpe, the league's best closer, at least he has the most saves, is warming up for the Yankees. Ball 1 low to Brandon Wood. Let's get something started here with 1 out. We're only down by a run, but time is not our ally anymore. There's 1 out in the 8th inning. Ball 2 downstairs from the Yankee right-hander. Paul Thorpe, 21 saves. A 23-year-old from Baylor. Boy, this Battle Creek club has some older, experienced guys compared to our team. Strike 1, Brandon taking on a 2-0 pitch. Looked at it at the knees for strike 1. Outfield plays Brandon extremely deep. Strike 2 at the knees. And it's 2-2 to the Kernel All-Star shortstop, who singled back in the Kernel first inning, the inning in which the Kernel scored their only run of this game. We've been out hit 7-5 and trailed 2-1 Vanderplow to Brandon Wood. Just missed outside, ball 3. And Brandon is fortunate that the plate umpire didn't call that strike 3. It must have just missed the black border of the dish. Wood ready for the payoff offering. Ball 4 low. Ball 4 low. Tying run at first with only 1 out. And the batter is Bobby Wilson. He's driven in the only Kernel run of this game. And wouldn't it be nice if Bobby Magallanes took a chance and called for a hit and run right here? When you're struggling, we were shut out last night, only have 1 run through 7 1/3 innings tonight. Bobby ordinarily, Bobby Magallanes will try to shake the Kernels up a little bit and call for a hit and run. Of course, there are risks. The runner at first could be thrown out at second if the batter fails to make contact. Wood is not running, and a strike to Bobby Wilson. The plus side, number 1, you stay out of a double play if you put the ball in play. Number 2, you put pressure on the defense. And, of course, the big payoff would be runners at first and third with only 1 out if you can execute a hit and run. A pitch in the dirt, and it's blocked by Luis Robles. Ball 1 to Bobby Wilson. Bobby's RBI double back in the first. His 57th run driven into the season. A throw to first, and Brandon Wood dives back safely. The entire Kernel dugout standing on benches, leaning over the railing of the dugout. Ball 2 just missed low to Bobby Wilson. From Randy Vanderplow. He's a tall right-hander. The only small guy on the field for Battle Creek is the third baseman, who's standing 1 step from the foul line behind third, Nick Walsh. He's only 5'8". And yes, he's literally 1 step into fair ground. In fact, he's jawing, talking it over with Kernel manager Bobby Magallanes. The Rockwell Collins Game Link scoreboard says, let's make some noise. Swing and a miss on a changeup, and it's 2-2 to Bobby Wilson. Yeah, you won't see a third baseman hug the line as much as Nick Walsh is for the Yankees. He's 15 feet behind the bag and 1 step from the chalk. Why? He wants to make sure Bobby Wilson doesn't hit an extra base hit to his right. There goes Wood. Swing and a miss by Wilson. Throw to second. Not in time. Brandon is in scoring position, and now we need a base hit from Warner Madrigal. Well, the Kernels may have had a hit and run on. Brandon Wood swipes his 14th base of the year as Bobby Wilson swung and missed for strike 3. And that is now 8 Kernels that have struck out tonight. Last night, 12 Kernel batters struck out. But let's forget about that and hope that Warner Madrigal can make a big impact in his return. He has not played as a Kernel since opening night, April 8th. A base hit by Madrigal would likely tie this game in the bottom of the 8th inning and bring this crowd to a roaring approval. Swing and a miss by Warren, and he has not looked good. You don't expect him to look good in his first game back facing Midwest League pitching. He was fooled on a changeup that was way outside. Warner's just been too eager to try to do it all himself tonight. And that's a common human tendency when you return to a team. You want to tell them, I'm back, guys. I'm here to help. Swing and a miss on a changeup, strike 2. And now Madrigal is in the hole, 0-2. Brandon Wood at second with 2 out, tying run. 0-2, though, to Warner Madrigal, right-handed batter. Randy Vanderplow, don't kid yourself, he'll come right after Madrigal on an 0-2 count. Now the right-hander steps off the rubber. Kernels trail by one slim run in the bottom of the 8th inning. The 0-2 to Warner Madrigal. Strike 3 called, I'll be darned. Strike 3 called. Well, you can't blame Warner Madrigal. It's his first game back, but the Kernels struck out. 3 men struck out in the 8th inning. No runs, no hits, a walk, a stolen base. There were no Kernel errors, and the Kernels leave a runner, our 7th stranded of the evening. Well, all we can hope for is to keep it a 1-run game. After 8, the Kernels trail the Yankees 2-1, and you're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
Quiznos Kernels Kids Club members. Did you know that your Quiznos Kernels Kids Club membership card is good for more than just great deals at the ballpark? That's right. By showing your Quiznos Kernels Kids Club membership card at any of the Cedar Rapids Quiznos, you'll receive a free small drink when you buy a Quiznos sub. That's a free small drink with the purchase of a Quiznos sub when you show your Quiznos Kernels Kids Club card.
Quiznos. Toasty.
Faucets leaking, termites feasting, fishing tackle, paints and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers walk into Yellow Book. The other book.
When it comes to making their buying decisions, people today let their fingers do the walking through Yellow Book Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellow Book's packed with money-saving coupons, restaurant menus, and vital community info. And with more ads than ever before, it has everything you need right at your fingertips. It's easy to spot. Just reach for the yellow directory with the map on the cover and join the smart shoppers who choose Yellow Book, not the other book. Put your business in Yellow Book. Call 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
Let your fingers walk into Yellow Book. The other book.
This one's coming down to the wire, and the Kernels are on the short end as we speak. Top of the 9th inning, 2-1, Battle Creek. The Kernel record at home in the second half is 9-13. And we just can't do a thing against the Battle Creek Yankee pitching staff, but, hey, we're only a run down, and good pitcher Alan Buckley to face Errol Andrus. Errol skies one in the air. Out of play to the left, strike 1. Errol Andrus, an RBI ground out that tied the game in the 4th inning. Alan Buckley ahead 0-1 to the switch hitter, batting left, who loops one off the end of the stick, and it's into the Yankee bullpen where Paul Thorpe is ready to come in to pitch the bottom of the 9th if the score remains 2-1 Yankees. Swing and a miss, Alan Buckley with a changeup, and he strikes out Errol Andrus on 3 pitches. If the Kernels can rally to tie it or win it, if the Kernels win it in the bottom of the 9th, Alan Buckley would get the win in this game. That's how close this ball game is. 1 run, a 1-run game. The Kernels are 17-9 in 1-run contests on the year, and Battle Creek 12-10. Matt Carson singled and scored in the 4th. He swings and misses at a Buckley curve, strike 1. Matt Carson is 2 for 3 with a stolen base. And he has scored the go-ahead run in this game. There's a strike 2 on the outside corner from Alan Buckley to Matt Carson. Quickly, the 0-2 headed home. Curve, strike 3 called. Alan Buckley has now struck out all 3 batters he has faced in this game. Alan Buckley has fanned all 3 batters he's faced, and now he'll take on Bryce Cartler. Cartler, a left-handed hitter, grounded one to Billy Boyer in the 4th inning. Billy knocked it down, recovered, but threw wildly to the home plate side of first. And on that wild throw, the Battle Creek Yankee runner, Matt Carson, scored from second. And by golly, that's the difference in the game. We're in the top of the 9th inning. That play happened in the fourth. Ball one is outside to left-handed hitting Bryce Cartler. The 1-0. Luke's foul over the grandstand roof. 1-1 to the Yankee left-handed hitter. Looking ahead to the Kernel bottom of the ninth inning, it'll be Balcom, Lopez, and Brown, the numbers 6, 7, and 8 hitters. The Kernels have been out hit 7-5. Outfield straight away for this left-handed batter who stands straight as a board at the plate. No bend in his knees. Swing and a miss on a changeup. Now Alan Buckley's not only within an out of retiring the side in order in the top of the ninth, he's within a strike of fanning the side. Allen stands up on top as Cartler stepped out. The 1-2 headed home. Ooh, it just missed low. The entire Kernel infield took 3 steps in towards the first base dugout, but plate umpire Clint Mahon ruled it ball 2. Now Allen with the next. Outside, a fastball. It's a full count now to Bryce Cartler. Paul Thorpe wearing a long sleeve dark blue shirt down in the Battle Creek left field bullpen is continuing to throw. The payoff pitch to Cartler. Strike 3 called. Alan Buckley strikes out all 4 batters he faces in relief, and Alan Buckley strikes the side out in the top of the ninth inning. The batter, Bryce Cartler, wolfing at the plate umpire, Clint Mahon. He's called out on strikes, and we now go to the bottom of the ninth inning, down by a run, 2-1 to the Yankees. This is Kernel baseball on the Zone.
Gas prices giving you the blues? Get into Randy Kiel Honda and save with great fuel mileage on all Hondas in stock. Still need the SUV, you say? Well, the competitive CR-V will get 24 miles to the gallon. The safest, best family sedan, the Honda Accord, will definitely save the family pocketbook with 34 miles to the gallon. Save even more on gas mileage with the compact Civic, getting you there in 38 miles to the gallon. Or the amazing fuel mileage of the Honda Civic Hybrid, 48 miles to the gallon. And that is in the city. Randy Kiel Honda has a huge selection of pre-owned Hondas, too, all with exceptional fuel mileage. Randy Kiel Honda, the home of confidence, has many other pre-owned vehicles priced to move as well. Randy Kiel Honda boasts the best prices in Iowa on new and pre-owned vehicles. Start the savings now and get into Randy Kiel Honda, 4425 Centerpoint Road Northeast, or on the web at randykiel.com.
Who cares what's in a hot dog? This country was built on the principle that wretched refuse could be made great. So when the tofu-obsessed among us ask what the hot dog is made of, well, the High Life man turns the question back on the questioner. You, sir, what are you made of? What spice do you add to the national knockwurst? No, you do not ask of the hot dog. The hot dog asks of you. Are you man enough to live the High Life? Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, USA.
The Kernels have a daunting task, but are certainly capable of rallying against the right-hander who has the most saves in the league, 23-year-old from Baylor, 6 feet tall, Paul Thorpe. Thorpe is 1-3, a 2.90 ERA. He's on for the 43rd time for Battle Creek and a league-high 21 saves. In 49 2/3, he's surrendered 45 hits. Thorpe has fanned 54 men in 49 2/3, walked only 10. The league is hitting 190 against right-hander Paul Thorpe. Here we go to the bottom of the ninth inning. Is a rally in the Kernel bats here in the bottom of the ninth inning. That question will be answered sometime within the next 10 minutes, maybe 15. Thorpe throws strikes, and Balcom is up. Strike one on the outside corner at the knees. Blake is 0 for 3 tonight. The Kernels were shut out last night 3-0 and have one run that came back in the first inning through 8 tonight. A high pop-up will be the first out of the inning. It's a foul ball, and down the first base line comes John Urich to glove it. Blake Balcom is fouled out to first, one away in the Kernel bottom of the ninth inning. 2-1 Battle Creek. Paul Thorpe is trying to save it for the starter, Josh Smith. The difference in this game, a fourth inning error with 2 out. And squandered chances by the Kernels in the first 3 innings. The Kernels had runners at second and third with only 1 out in the first, couldn't score. Had runners at first and second with 1 out in the third, couldn't score. Had the bases loaded, 1 out in the third inning, and couldn't get one across. Baltazar Lopez fouls one away to the left. But all that said, thanks to great starting pitching from Chris Hunter and 4 strikeouts of 4 batters by Alan Buckley, we're still just 1 run down in the bottom of the ninth inning. Strike 2 to Lopez as he fouls it off to the left. Paul Thorpe ahead. That's what a good closer does. That's what Bob Zimmerman is so good at, is putting you in a deep, deep hole on the first 2 pitches. Now Lopez will have to guard the plate. Ball 1, wasted low and away. Thorpe was taken in the 31st round by the Yankees in 2002. Baltazar takes away ball 2. Lurking on deck is the Kernel leading home run hitter, Matt Brown. You don't have to hit a home run in this situation, but we'd sure like a long ball to bring this huge crowd to really their first chance to cheer since the first inning. Ball 3, high and outside. The count was 0-2. Now it's full. Andy Pancini, our Director of Technology and Graphics, taking a page out of the Yankee Stadium sound system. That A-O. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and that's 2 gone in the ninth inning. We're down now to 1 out, trailing by a run, 2-1. No one can explain. Every team in professional baseball faces one team that they just, for whatever reason, cannot play well against. And the Battle Creek Yankees are within an out of beating the Kernels for the 5th time in 6 games. Matt Brown will have something to say about that, though. Matt has an 0-for-3 night. He's facing Paul Thorpe. Ball 1, the Yankees wanted the call, didn't get it from the plate umpire. This game is only 2 hours and 29 minutes old, and we're already in the bottom of the ninth inning. Nobody on, 2 out, 2-1 Battle Creek. 1-0 to Matt Brown. Swing and a tip foul on a changeup. 1-1 now. Paul Thorpe from Texas, went to Baylor. Spent his first 2 years of pro ball with the Staten Island Yankees. Outfield plays Brownie deep to prevent an extra base hit. Strike 2 at the letters, a fastball. And it's now 1-2 to Matt Brown. The Battle Creek Yankees are within a strike and an out of making it 5 out of 6 against the Kernels this year. But Matt Brown still is alive. Strike 3 called, a curveball, and the Kernels' home record now is 9-14 in the second half. The Kernels are 9-14 in the second half at home, and I just don't understand it at all. Matt Brown is called out on strikes, and Paul Thorpe earns his 22nd save of the year. The Kernels go in order in the bottom of the ninth inning. We'll have the Kernel Curtain call next. 2-1 Yankees. This is Kernel Baseball on the Zone.
You save big money when you shop Menards.
Finish your summer projects with big savings now at Menards and don't pay till spring. Brighten your home with a fresh coat of Pittsburgh Ultra exterior paint on sale and don't pay till spring with your Menards Big Card. Pittsburgh Ultra exterior flat is just $11.88 a gallon after rebate. Semi-gloss is only $14.88 a gallon after rebate. Plus, protect your deck and driveway with big savings on stains and sealers at Menards and don't pay till spring. Olympic Weather Screen Oil Stain is just $14.87 a gallon. 4-year blacktop driveway filler and sealer is only $13.88 for a 5-gallon pail. Or put on a new roof with super deals on shingles. Install new energy-efficient doors and windows with no interest or payments till spring. Now during project days at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Time for the Kernels Curtain Call, right here on the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM. With a recap of all the action, the State Farm Major League Scoreboard, plus a look ahead to the next Kernels game, let's rejoin the voice of the Kernels, the one, the only John Rogers, here on the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM.
And we'll have a very quick Colonel Curtain call to make sure we get all the racing fans in tune to Scott Unash's call at Hawkeye Downs. The Battle Creek Yankees continue their mastery over the Colonels, whipping us for the 5th time in 6 games, shutting us out 3-0 last night and edging the Colonels tonight 2-1. The final line score for the Yankees: 2 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. They only left 4. The Colonels 1 run, 5 hits, 1 error. We stranded 7. The winning pitcher was 22-year-old Josh Smith. He's now 3-2, making his 6th start of the year. He wins it. He's 3-2. The Colonel tough luck loser, Chris Hunter. Chris now falls to 7-5. The game only took 2 hours and 30 minutes, and it was played before a near full house of 4,912. The only Colonel run of the game came in the first inning. Bobby Wilson, with 2 on and 1 out, lined a double into right center, scoring Matt Pauley. Little did we know that would be the only Colonel run of the night. We had runners at second and third with only 1 out in that first inning, but starter Josh Smith fanned both Madrigal and Balcom. In the second inning, the Colonels had runners at first and second, 1 out, but Smith got Quan Cosby to wrap into a double play. In the third inning, the Colonels had the bases loaded with only 1 out, but Blake Balcom hit into an inning double play. The 2 runs scored by the Yankees, Nick Walsh, the first man to reach for Battle Creek, drew a leadoff walk in the 4th, went to second on a base hit into right by Jason Van Metren. Van Metren was thrown out, though, rounding first base, and Nick Walsh then went to third on the base hit by Van Metren. It was a hit and run. Errol Andrus grounded 1 to second. Walsh scored to tie the game at 1. Matt Carson singled with 2 outs, stole second, and scored when Bryce Cartler grounded 1 to Billy Boyer off of Billy's chest, and Billy picked it up, threw wildly past first, allowing Matt Carson to score the game winner, an unearned run. We'll be back in just a minute with our Liberty Bank star play of the game. This is Colonel Baseball on the Zone.
As a parent, have you ever experienced the frustration of watching your child struggle at school because of poor study habits? Did your child's grades suffer last year because of poor organization? Do you wish your child would be more motivated at school to realize his or her true potential? If the answer to any of these questions is yes, then Educare Learning Center has a proven study skills program just for your child. Educare Study Skills Program has helped hundreds of area students gain the study skill tools necessary to turn grades around. So if learning how to study needs to be your child's first lesson, this year give Educare a call. Classes begin Monday, August 9th and Monday, August 16th, just in time for school this fall. Space is limited. Call Educare Cedar Rapids today at 832-1965 and get this year started right. That's Educare of Cedar Rapids, 832-1965. Educare is fully accredited by the North Central Association of Colleges and Schools.
John Rogers back with you on the Colonel Curtain Call. Battle Creek makes it 2 straight and 5 out of 6 against the Colonels, edging us tonight before over 4,900, 2-1. Iowa's fastest growing bank, Liberty Bank, is proud to present our Liberty Bank star play of the game. The Colonels and led the game 1-0 in the bottom of the third inning, top of the third inning, with Chris Hunter on the hill facing Rafael Rodriguez. Here is our Liberty Bank star play of the game. A curve, strike two to Rafael Rodriguez, who homered last night. Swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. Not only a three-pitch strikeout for Chris Hunter, not only does he retire the side in order in the top of the third, but he has now pitched 3 perfect innings, setting down all 9 Yankee hitters he's faced. That's how good Chris Hunter was tonight. He only gave up 2 runs, 1 earned in 7 2/3 innings. He retired the first 9 Yankee batters in this game. That's our Liberty Bank star play of the game. We'll have a final word next on the Colonel Curtain Call. This is Colonel Baseball on the Zone.